It
Pull
should be
it
green.
out.
It should be green now, right?
Yes.
We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's session of the Watery Grave, Session 2. I am in the background of a con right now, so forgive me. With us, we have our regular group plus someone new.
Greetings.
And would you like to introduce yourself, Demos?
I am Deimos for the better part of introductions, but I will be playing Trevor, a sort of socially awkward but very tactically minded and sometimes easily distracted wizard from a backwater island, so to speak.
Best description ever.
I got put in slavery because I tried to do something a little bit too expensive for my own blood, and as collateral damage, they sold me. Not that I can blame them. I mean, I didn't see that thing coming. I'll see it coming next time, though.
Okay, alrighty.
Your computer isn't muted.
That's pretty good.
Oh, Gothic, you're really quiet.
I can't help it.
Oh, I'll turn you up.
Yes.
Oh, are you now?
Should turn her up. She didn't say turn her on.
She did say turn her on.
I said
should turn her up.
up. Anyways.
Fix your hearing, man. I am the perviest of sages. And even I didn't get that.
You mean the say just the
No, I am the perviest of sages.
mhm.
Alright. Nova?
Do we want to give someone to do a description of what happened last night?
Well, it was supposed to be Will, but Will's not here. So we're gonna pass to. How about Gothic?
Gothic, tell us what happened last session.
Jack.
Nobody else would pay for that.
Oh my god, we can barely hear you.
I know, I'm trying to fix it. Hold on.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, we need to be quiet. What is that?
The introduction you're missing.
Well, we got caught, we're slaves, we fought some wolves, a couple of us got down. That's about all I can remember at the moment.
Good. Perfect. Now let's get started. Only
I don't
three
know why it took me
people at the
so long
table.
to think about that.
So only 3 of you are going to get rewards for this session. Here we
Oh
go.
wow. Do-do-do-do.
So, we're going to begin with you guys gathered around a campfire among the thrall cabins there on the Steganter farm. Somewhere around 5 weeks have passed since the beginning of your captivity. You've worked day in and day out with a handful of rest days in between. Some of you have gained greater relationships with the farmers and the family. Some of you have alienated yourselves. But overall, you are all distinguishing yourselves as semi-capable workers at the very least.
Mhm.
It is now on one evening prior to rest day that you guys find yourselves sitting around the camp discussing what you would like to do. There's been a lot of talk about escape. This seems to be the popular fallback topic when all else fails. But, like old men in a bar, a lot of talk and no action leads to a lot of nothing happening. So let's see, as we dive in tonight, if all that talk turns into anything. And open up the table to you guys to discuss, and we'll see what comes of it. Also, I should throw in one more bit. You guys were attacked by wolves last time, right? Well, that wasn't the first time. and it wasn't the last time. Turns out that wolves, in increasing number, have been attacking the camp. Not necessarily for people, but for meat, for food, supplies, taking the grains, taking the fruits. Obviously, if a person's out late, they are easy pickings in some cases. Something is going on with the wolves. Oder Steganter sent guards into the woods, and while they don't necessarily know the cause of the wolves' riled state, it has been noted that several of the pigs that they leave to graze at this time of the year have gone missing. Additionally, wolves are out in force, and it can be semi-dangerous to go into the forest alone. Siganter has posted a reward for any that should deal with the situation. Most of the guards are too lazy or comfortable, however, to take him up on his offer, especially when it's kind of dangerous to go into the woods these days. But you imagine, if you thralls were able to do something about it, you could definitely use that reward money to aid your cause in getting your freedom sooner. Or, who knows, perhaps bribe someone, buy a boat, any number of things you could do with a large lump sum. But anyway, it's up to you guys to decide and discuss.
Got it.
What kind of information did we get from our downtime?
I told you all the information you got from your downtime.
Okay.
Yep.
What a nice fire.
Ren is... Her opinion is that this would be like a sort of honorable way to earn our freedom and prove ourselves, and it would be a good idea, even if it's dangerous, to go after these wolves.
Was it honored when they sold us for slavery? Sorry, I'm asking in character to Ren. Was it honorable to you when they captured you and sold you into slavery?
Perhaps not, but that does not mean that we must stoop to their level.
I don't know. I'm kind of sick of this place.
Does anybody have any
anyway.
roast acorns?
Any what, sorry?
I said, did anybody have any roast acorns?
I believe not. Sorry.
What an odd statement.
Oh, I'm slightly hungry, and it's been a while since I've had a regular full meal. Then again, back at home, it was...
None of us have really eaten very well, have we?
You know what I could go for right now? With all these wolves being around, some nice charred, gamey wolf meat would be nice.
We had that last night. It was quite delicious.
I know, I saw. I mean, I'm not sure why you guys stayed outside instead of coming inside, but it's part of why I'm here now.
Well, so if we were, from what we have heard about these wolves, they have been stealing things, right?
How would a wolf
You-
steal things?
They are attacking us. They are attacking this place for food and, well, grain and things, right?
Wolves
But
don't
wolves
eat
eat meat.
grain.
Yeah, why would they need grain to eat meat? They're carnivores.
Well, I was going to ask that to Nova, but I refrained from doing so, to be completely honest.
Well, you can train animals in just about a way you can train people as slaves, but with less intelligence because they are animals. But You would think that if someone is bringing grain, if they're simply chewing it, then they're attacking the grain. If they are taking it, then there's someone out there that's training them.
So
Huh.
this wouldn't be such a simple mission.
Well, not exactly. I mean, we're being asked to test with the wolves. I mean, any old wolf would do in that matter.
So we just gotta lay out a trap and then track the wolf itself.
I like the sound of that.
Knowing
actually.
the last time we went...
Let's see here. Let's have the most naturey of you guys make a nature check for me, please.
I think I got a survival of 5.
Naturey, please. Nature.
Only the most or anyone?
Anyone can, but the most will be the most helpful to the party.
Nature, you said, right? Yeah.
Well,
Nope.
there goes my roll.
You know that wolves that fall on hard times obviously resort to other foods. But
crap.
who knows? Maybe these wolves happen to like barley. Notes.
Well, regardless of whatever the wolves are doing, I have this other idea. Maybe we could use this wolf hunting pretext to make a getaway.
Where would we go?
That's something we will have to find out ourselves after doing it.
I
I'd
would...
be more comfortable with that kind of scenario if we had a map of the island, at least.
I'd be more comfortable if we had any sort of plan. Oh, also the
Plans are very nice.
torch.
I mean, I've gotten in good with the family. I'm working in the kitchen now, so I can do something there.
Now,
Actually, speaking of that, Ren, you're very aware of Anixia's time in the kitchen. She has been peeling lots and lots of potatoes.
Could someone pass me a twig, please?
I go ahead and grab what I took for you. There you go.
Go
Just
ahead
throw
and give me a d20 roll, please.
Who, me?
Yes. Okay. You pass the twig. Nothing seems to happen.
I thought you were saying you passed the test, and I was like, what?
so one thing about this island is that if there are wolves around, it would make our escape very dangerous. And we barely escaped with our lives.
That much is true. Although you do have a good proficiency with smaller groups, that group that you fought was quite large for almost anybody. Excuse me a moment. I need to take a bit of string out of my shirt.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to start to look into Trevor's behavior, just like squint at him real hard.
I'm gonna wrap the piece of string around the twig real quick and then place it in the belt. Well, not in my belt, but in the waistband around my hips.
What are you doing?
I'm saving up a little bit of preparation for later.
Magic types are very odd, don't question it.
Yes.
I know how you feel.
Sylvia looks at you. Magic types what? Magic types what?
The creepy whisper, Deadeye.
Your magic types are weird, okay? With your lightning, with your lure of lightning or whatever shit it is, as you just pull wolves towards you. That was kind of stupid, to be honest.
Oh, I believe that it helped quite a lot. Well, at least at the start.
If you want my honest opinion of how you people fought last night, then I will tell you, but you're not gonna like it.
Oh, don't worry. You can get a first row seat next time.
Oh, I plan to. This is why I will need this string.
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe that the opportunity is up, and we cannot, or at least I am not letting it go to waste. I've seen plenty of waste on my time here. And
Oh.
Sylvia shudders. Uh, so she stands up.
I wonder if we ask the guards for equipment, would they give it to us to hunt the wolves? I would
I don't.
assume no.
I don't think the guards will be the ones to make that decision.
I
Has
should.
any of you gotten any closer to the Stigander sons?
I've gotten close to the ladies of the house. I know I have one Stigander that seems to have an interesting eye on me.
Lucky you.
I have also
Anyone
gotten
have-
close to one of the Stagander sons, the younger one. I attempted to teach him archery, but he was not a fan.
Speaking of teaching, does anybody perhaps have a stick that I could use to smack something with?
Well, there's a campfire there. I got a torch there
Yeah.
last time.
Sylvia just casually nods to the fire.
Fires. Actually, that's... I will have to hold on to something later.
Jakuth, what do you think?
He would sit there just blankly.
Is the cat all right?
Well,
I think
they
the
were
cat's got a
wolves.
tongue.
Yeah, by the way, Jakuth doesn't talk.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we got him mute.
Well, as far as y'all are aware of, he doesn't talk.
I
So
wonder
he
if that
probably
cat likes
looked at
being
you
wet.
when you asked him if he was okay, and just kind of like stare at you, like, yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, Nixa, what do you think?
I'm gonna try talking with the lady at the house about any other instances like this, and maybe she'll give me a response. That might be worth a try.
Perhaps, but what would a lady of the house know about wolves?
I mean, I'm assuming she knows everything that goes wrong in this house as well as outside, if possible. Or I can probably look into the sun for further information. Though I don't really want to do that.
I like the idea of going after the wolves, but I think we are woefully unprepared.
Well, you would need a plan to make that unprepared a little bit less out of your favor. Although I have one final question. Does anybody have a cup of water? I'm parched.
You ask
Oh,
really
I've
strange
access to
questions.
water.
I ask questions, but many of you don't seem to ask that many questions that are beyond what shall we do?
What was your profession again before you came here, if you had any?
Well, if you're requesting my job before I came here, well, I had no job. I was spending the last of my money trying to get to a specific location that had something that would be rather expensive to have now. But before that, I guess I can just simply say I was a dock worker. Mostly taking care of the numbers, but on occasion I had to break my back a bit, although my back is nowhere near broken. I simply
What do you do here now that you're a thrall like the rest of us?
do odd tasks farming in the ground.
Well, and Sylvia's going to get up and stand. If you are going to keep devising a plan or so, go ahead and go without me. I'm going to talk to the lady of the house and see if what she can do for to help us on preparing
Be aware
ourselves.
that it is evening.
I am not sure what that means out of character.
It just means what I said. It is evening.
I mean,
Okay.
she's probably asleep or something.
So should we come back together tomorrow? See what other information we can gather between then?
Does anybody know what's in these buildings around us exactly?
This is where we sleep.
I
They are
mean,
the
I've only been in
cabins.
one of these.
What do you
This
say,
is
Nova?
where. What?
What did you say?
I said they're the cabins you sleep in.
I really am thirsty.
I believe.
Then go get yourself some water. We're not your servants.
What was your name again? And I point to the green-haired half elf.
It was Trevor. I mean,
Oh yes,
it's not
Trevor.
that hard.
Trevor, can you come this way, please? I want to have a couple words with you.
Certainly.
I go here next to the door.
Oh dear, the wizards are
click
conniving with each other.
Click on the
Yep, no.
arrow button in the top left.
On the yeah. As you come in, Sylvia will start whispering to you. Look, you think you're being very sly, asking for twigs and cups of water, but I know what you're doing, and I suggest you don't.
I'm simply thirsty. I'm not preparing a spell with the water. However, with the twig and string, that is indeed what I'm doing, but I am simply thirsty.
All right. Just be sure to don't. Just be sure to not try to do any of that sort in here. Maybe if we go out to finally get those walls or whatever. But
Why no? I'm well aware of the suggestions not to be playing around with my magic.
Can I roll perception to hear them?
Sure.
Can you do that for me, please?
You're fairly close. Okay.
okay, just don't do
You
anything
don't hear
stupid,
them.
okay?
Oh, trust me. If I was going to do something stupid, I would have done it already.
Can I roll?
If you didn't hear, then you definitely didn't hear, as you're on the other side of the fire.
Okay.
Yep. And with those words, I walk back to the rest of the group.
I'm already speaking, I'm already looking to Ren and the others like, wizards are weird.
I just cross my arms and ignore his comment. Her
Her.
comment. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
I believe tomorrow I shall inquire with the guards as to what the wolves are like and how perhaps we can prepare.
I wonder. I'm gonna head off a little bit off to the ways. Check around the corner.
I will be set just with a knife. That will be nice to get once again.
Jakuth, you seem to be the type who would be... Now, I don't want to say sneaky in a bad way, but you seem like the type who could procure things.
He nods.
Now, what do we need?
He holds up a sickle and kind of inquisitive looking.
weapons. I believe that
Shakes
the
his head
thing
yes.
that we. I believe that what that we need most is weapons.
I have a makeshift weapon, and she just sort of pulls out a strip of cloth that seems quite innocuous, but when she ties it in a certain way, it becomes a sling, and she has some pebbles in her pocket.
Huh. Clever.
Gotta work with what you got, man. I kind of I have my wolf wrapping.
I'm going to go over here to see if there's any signs of water inside the building. I'm thirsty.
There are.
Is the door locked?
Nope, all the cabins are open. In
I'm
fact,
going-
thralls are not allowed to lock their doors.
I'm going to go inside.
Ren just sort of looks behind her, is like, okay, well, he just left.
So I suggest we retire for the evening and gather more information for tomorrow.
That would seem agreeable.
Going to
Is
search
that wrong?
around for some water.
Just another day without magic.
Jack, are you okay? You're always quiet.
Jack would just kind of look at her, just like almost kind of like slightly angered, but not so much to the point that you feel like he would do anything.
I would like to.
More like offended.
Can I roll insight to figure out what she's trying to communicate?
He
Sure. Go ahead and roll insight. Oh, right. You didn't insight anything.
Huh.
Now, you said, Sylvia, that you wish for a knife. Could Jakuth get that?
Sylvia looks at Jakuz.
Jakuth would scratch his head and shrug, but kind of more in an upbeat tone, like possibly he could.
Such an item's not hard to come by, actually. Specifically, those of you dealing in cutting packaging or cutting bundles, like knives are little dainty things. They don't do much damage. They're not daggers. They're just little tiny knives. So they have no problem with giving them to you. As your jobs require, that is.
Yeah. Sylvia is not in the best of position. I guess they will give me a shovel to make my work. That's the most I can imagine they will give me.
For your work? Correct. For let's see here. I mean, there's more than just you guys. There's other thralls with other jobs in the cabins as well. So among the cabins, it wouldn't be impossible to find a knife.
I'm going to come back around now.
Going for a stroll, were you?
I was looking for some water. Hey, you're where I was sitting. Oh wait, no, I was sitting over here, wasn't I? I don't remember.
What is it with you and water?
I'm thirsty.
Well, I'm glad you have quenched your thirst, sir.
Yes.
You guys act like he's trying to do something.
I simply like to exist. And to exist, I need to drink water. I also need to eat. Do you not need to eat or drink?
Out of character moment, he is the proper replacement for Baron. I'm sorry.
So, do we retire and come back tomorrow evening with what we have done?
I believe we have said that 3 times already, and we're still here.
Then let us actually do
be
it.
the first. Yeah, I'll be the first to retire. I'm like, okay.
Very well then. I am not sure what will be my own place, but I'm gonna claim this one.
Well, if you guys are all retiring, we're gonna fast track that.
Yep.
Yep. There I am.
Okay. So you guys wake up the next day, for the most part refreshed, as you all have been eating and drinking regularly. All of you are at full health, if you weren't already, and no wounds or anything. Everyone's in decent shape. 5 weeks has done quite a bit, and that's on top of the 2 weeks you already had. So we're about 7 weeks into the harvest season. It's going to be late summer, mid fall by this point. Harvest season is going to be concluding soon. That's arguably the busier time for the thralls as they're helping with harvest. But that's not to say there's not more to do during the winter and spring seasons, as you guys will be helping prepare the soil and seeds and stuff for next season. And additionally, there's off-season harvests as well. So you guys will never have no work to do, but the busier time of the year arguably is going to be over in a matter of weeks. The weather itself is fairly cool, crisp autumn, and you guys are comfortably used to it at this point. Now, I believe you guys had some things you wanted to do, so we'll keep this orderly and go around the table. I'm going to drop some tokens on the board just that way I can keep track of where you guys are going and who's with who. Now, something to keep in mind is that today is your day off. This means that you have the luxury of doing whatever you want. You are not required to report into work, though those that do obviously will get bonus points. So, let's start with Ren. Ren, where are you going and what are you doing?
Ren is going to talk to the guards and see about information about the wolves, information about any help perhaps we could get if we want to deal with the wolves.
Okay. Now, before we do that, I'm going to need Deddy to mute his mic when he's not speaking, as I've heard that mutt for the past 10 minutes now.
Okay.
Anyway, Ren, you go off to the guard outpost. It is close to the coast, up on a hilly sort of area. That way it has a good view of all the surrounding terrain. A great point to resist potential enemy raiders or act as a last line of defense if something should come from the forest as well. So you approach it. It has a wooden stake wall all the way around. The guards see you and recognize you. They don't really mind you too much as they're busy, just loafing around for the most part. However, there are guards there. Are there any you seek out in particular, or would you like to just approach the closest one?
What guards do we know? I guess look for someone who isn't just a common soldier, like maybe someone a bit higher up the chain of command, but not like the super high chain of command.
Well, it's not like there's an extensive chain of command here on the island. They're just guards. You would say that the highest ranking person here, as far as the guards go, would be Ingamar. He is the captain of the guard working for Oder. And there he is.
I guess
You find him sleeping hunched over a table with a half-drink bottle in his hand.
Oh dear.
So,
I guess I'll ask him. Maybe not. I guess I'll sort of nudge his shoulder a bit.
he immediately draws his sword, stands up, knocking over the table. What? What? Scaring me. Girl, what do you want?
I wish to know about the wolves and if there was anything we could do to help. I have a band of friends.
He sits down in his chair, face palming a bit after sheathing his sword. Wolves. You woke me up in the morning for wolves. Is another attack. Are they back again?
Oh, there could be if we don't deal with them.
You mean there's an attack right? Someone needs to mute. Wolves. Wolves. So there's no wolves right now.
No. But
Oh,
there will be in the
gosh.
future, I'm sure.
Okay. Ren was it, right?
Yes. Yes, sir. She
Hey.
sort of straightens up.
Why don't you be a deer and find a fuller bottle of this? And he hands her the bottle. At some point between you waking him up and him handing that to you, it is pretty much empty.
Damn.
If I get you a fuller bottle, can we discuss the wolves some more?
Oh, yes, definitely. And he just chills in his chair, blocking his eyes from the rising sun.
Well, I guess she's gonna go and try to find a fuller bottle by asking the other guards.
Alright, while you do that, we'll go to Sylvia. Sylvia, what would you like to do?
Well, I would like to go to the lady of the house, or actually, maybe I would like to check in with Erica.
Okay. Erica happily
That's-
greets you. Unlike you, she doesn't get very many days off, as the master of the house regularly needs her attendance. But you do find her in passing. So you're at the house. What do you do? She appears to be folding laundry.
Greetings, Erica.
Greetings, Sylvia. What is it I can do for you?
Well, just a little more of the usual. I am growing a bit tired of not being able to use my magic. But
Oh?
so I thought that maybe I could help around with this wolf problem we've been facing as of late.
Sounds dangerous. Are you sure?
Oh, believe me, I am very, very sure of it. Now, is there any way you could maybe help me get closer to the lady of the house, or anyone who would be more apt to aid me and some others who are interested in getting to the bottom of this?
Well, the guards might be persuaded, as many of them enjoy money in their pouches for drink and booze.
Yeah, the thing is, we normally get the money after solving the golf problem.
You are correct in that. Money for a job well done.
She starts scratching her head and looking at the floor. Then she looks back at Erica. Well then, do you know of any way I could get some more money?
Well, you could use your days off to work. I'm sure that would get you in good with the headmistress, as well as offset your debts quicker.
Well, I will be appreciated a lot if I could help in a different job to the usual one.
Oh, you mean... well, and she blushes a bit. Well, I know that Oder Jr. has been eyeing you, as well as his younger brother.
Uh, uh, Sylvia's face just is completely like expressionless, complete poker face until he says, "Older Junior has been eyeing you," and at that moment it turns into a frown of horror. Oh, that's that's what you were thinking about. She's trying really hard to keep her cool, but it's not working much as she's kind of not into the idea. Oh, I guess I'll. And she takes her hand to her face. I guess I'll get the shovel again.
That's a good girl.
Mm.
I'll be around with lunch later.
Don't you dare talk about me about lunch right now.
Anyway, so while Sylvia goes to shovel the crap, we'll assume that Jack is being quiet and self-contemplative. Anything else?
I was
Jack?
actually going to look for weapons. Like
Oh yes.
weapons.
You don't even need to look. You know exactly where weapons are.
Oh,
Oh?
Yeah, on the guard outpost.
Oh.
Yeah, and carried by every guard on the property.
now there is a big difference between
How
a
about
knife.
finding a key?
Oh, there's lots of keys too.
Like, what kind of key?
I would say I would try to pick one, but I don't feel like I would be well defended.
You went to
I'd
pick a
just
random
call.
key?
It's like, what lock are you trying to
No.
open?
Trying to find a key for the soldier barracks, unless, it's not locked.
Well, Ren just walked in, so you could probably walk in too.
Oh, well.
Now, if you're trying to get in where they store weapons and armors, you might imagine that would have at least someone watching it. Would you like to go check it out?
I would.
Okay. You go check out the barracks. You see Ren there hustling around. Looks like she's looking for something. You also see this man sitting down, seemingly in the middle of camp, with his hands over his eyes. You can't tell if he's asleep or not, but that would be the captain of the guard. So you may or may not feel anything about that. However, there is a larger building, pretty much the only building in the whole outpost made of stone, and it is where you believe they keep extra weapons and armors. This thing was built probably before the founding of the outpost, and what once may have been used to house implements for taking care of the lighthouse that's not far off, you imagine it now holds all the weapons and equipments that the soldiers need to protect the property.
Right. So is there a door that separates that?
There is a door that leads into the building itself.
Can I see whether or not it needs a key to access?
Would you like to go over and see if you can open the door?
No, I would like to look and see if...
The door looks like a door from a distance. You can roll a perception check. Yes, that door is indeed a door. It has a doorknob and everything.
Does it have a keyhole?
You think so? Yes. Looks like there might be a keyhole there.
So I can probably decipher that it does indeed need a key.
No, you can't decipher that at all.
Okay.
You didn't try the door. You don't know if it's locked.
Could I give it a very... try to be very sneaky about seeing if the door will open?
Give me a stealth roll. We'll see how sneaky you are.
Just casually
You
lean on it.
sneakily aka casually, just mosey on over. Never mind, you're the only cat person potentially on the entire island, so it's not like anyone in the camp, God and everyone's looking at you, but you casually just slide on over to the door, try the handle. It is indeed locked. And everyone's just looking at you like, what are you doing? But no one says a word. As you don't say many words yourself, they kind of assume you're a little loopy.
And I would waltz away from the door.
Okay. Anything else, Jock?
I would go over to Ren and see what she's looking for.
Well, you guys can co-op that little bit. Meanwhile, we're going to move to Trevor. Trevor, what would you like to do with your day?
With most of my day, I'm going to try and search around to see any. Try and figure out where the refuse pile is for broken objects.
Okay. There are a few different refuse piles for various things. Well, the various fields each have their own pile for discarding random vegetable, broken tool, etc. The house itself also has a composting pile, though that's largely used with the gardens for the main manor. Broken things for the manor itself are taken further afield, you presume to the forest somewhere, so as not to be an eyesore.
I'm going to search through the broken tools.
Okay. The farmers use sickles and scythes to bring in the harvest. There's a handful of other tools, so what you find are dulled blade edges, broken bits of blade. You find halves that have been snapped in half or rotted. You find obviously a lot of biological matter that has been composting, so it smells quite ripe. Anything in particular will require a perception check.
First, I'm going to see if there's any guards around watching the refuse piles.
No one watches the refuse piles. There's probably a single guard that you're immediately aware of within the whole area.
I am going to search for... what does my party seem to use? One of them uses ranged weapon. One of them is quite silent. It's quite my opposite. I have no clue what the woman uses with magic. The purple one. No clue there. I think I'll just look for something small like knives that they could be misconstrued to be knives, but be something a little more at the ready than simply a knife. Something small, sharp, maybe a little less bent as sickles, a little more scythe blades. And perception check?
For sharp, pointy things?
Well, for less sharp, pointy things, but more broken scythe heads.
Okay. Give me a perception roll. As you're searching, you do happen upon a couple of those. They appear to be scythe blades that have been snapped in half. They're badly warped, some are rusted. But you find some.
I'll take the sharpest... Well, not the sharpest, the straightest...
Actually, don't let me lie to you. There is no rust, as none of them are made of metal.
Then I would take the straightest of them.
Okay. Yep. You do find some. These particular blades appear to be made of ceramic.
This would be quite useful.
Alright. So, you have a sharp edged thing. Right now, it's not really a good weapon unless maybe you throw it. You will want to wrap that if you have any ideas along that line of thinking. Anything else you'd like to do?
I remember the sling user saying something. Well, I remember the sling user in general, and I'm going to see simply how durable the ceramic is. See how easily it is to snap one.
Okay. You may use a strength check if you'd like to try and break it with your hands. You were unable to break it. You perceive this thing to be quite durable. In fact, how the farmer that was using it broke it is probably a mystery of itself.
I'm going to simply take these and assume that I can later on make these into knives of some sort for the people. And if they
Okay.
break, however they break, they can be used as sling bolts. I wonder what happened to the skins and hides of those beasts that were slain the other night.
They were quickly used to create wraps for Anixia and the sling for Ren. The rest was left out to rot. Oh, wait, no, I lied. Thraka used quite a bit of it to create some extra good eats. Also, I believe there may have been clothing / hood making for bad A reasons.
I wonder where the scrapped clothing and other such ripped objects would be found.
Well, as a thrall, the clothes you got on day one have been the only clothes you got, period. You pretty much wear them till they're threadbare, and then the master may or may not give you new clothes. Guys tend to go longer than girls without new clothes. There is no scrap pile. You wear it until you can't wear it anymore, till it's like threadbare and falling apart. And then most of them pretty much become fire.
What has the weather been like these past few weeks?
Cool. Autumny.
Autumn, so it's getting close to winter.
Yes.
I'm going to...
Specifically, it is a couple months from winter. You're about mid-fall, give or take, around the harvest season.
I'm going to try and make my shirt into a makeshift bag.
Are you intending to continue wearing it?
No. Simply to carry. Something to make it easier to carry things unseen. Initially.
Before you do that, you should be aware it's probably possible to find bags on the property, unless you really want a shirt bag. Like sacks, things to carry grain and food storage. Like, you imagine the thralls probably get some food supplies that they ration for themselves in some cases, so you might be able to find spare sacks, potentially.
Unless you really want a shirt bag.
I suppose that going shirtless is not very wise among certain people. I mean, must be a reason that women do not go wear shirtless. I'm going to try and see if I can't find a bag instead, and simply keep these in my hand until I can find a place to store them.
Okay. Anything else immediately, Trevor?
Well, aside from looking for bags. I'm going to keep an eye out for any sort of activity that may be considered immoral going on. Not interact, but simply watch for it.
Okay. Well, while you're searching around for Sax, we're gonna double back around to Ren.
Oh, what
What
about
about
the way?
me?
What about you? You're not on the table.
Dude,
Okay, what is it you
I'm
want
here.
to do, Anixia?
I was gonna see about speaking to the lady of house when I go to work with her in the kitchen about the whole wolves situation.
So you would like to use your day off to work with her in the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay. You visit the main house. The head lady is working in the kitchen. Looks to be already starting to prepare lunch after cleaning up breakfast. She notices you. Oh, you're back. So, what can I do for you, Anixia?
I was wondering if you ever would like some help in the kitchen. Maybe discuss a few things?
Yes. There's always more potatoes that need peeling, dear. Help yourself to the pile there. And a gnarled old finger points towards the pile. You see a little peeling instrument next to the stack.
And I would obviously go and do that, but as I'm doing it, I'd also like to speak to her and, like, so, miss, there's been noticing a recent connection with wolves and such, and I was wondering if me and a few other thralls could go out and find the wolves and go for a bit of hunt to get some more meat on the table.
Sounds foolish to me, but Master Staganter doesn't care what the thralls do with their day off. Most generous of him. So if you feel like gallivanting off in the woods with your friends, be my guest. However, you will probably all die, and that will greatly displease the master, as it means he would be out quite a bit of money. So please do not do anything foolish.
That's why I was hoping to maybe procure some extra protection, if I could, via some weapons or whatever, and go off into the woods.
Thralls are not allowed to carry weapons or armor. That is for the guards. The guards who receive the job to take care of the wolves. Heavens knows when they'll get around to it, but it is their job nonetheless, not thralls.
So it's actually the guard's job who does it, yet they never do it.
The captain's always telling us he sends men out there, though the results have been less than satisfactory. We may be getting new guards soon.
Damn.
I can think me and my friends could do a better job of getting rid of the wolves than those guards.
Unlikely. My husband tells me he bought you all as unskilled laborers. Had you been capable, you would have been sold at a much higher price.
That's only because the people who sold me didn't know much about me.
Oh, I highly doubt that, dearie. They had to acquire you, after all.
It's because I fought until there was nothing else I could do. I was captured unaware.
And apparently you couldn't do much then. Shows your fighter prowess, doesn't it? Quite clearly, yes. The great fighter, watch as she slays those potatoes. Now, keep it up. I'll talk with you, but you gotta keep pilling, please.
Still peeling. I'm a bit frustrated, but I'm peeling. I want to keep talking, but I also want to look around the kitchen.
You see a very familiar
Like, is
kitchen, as you've spent several weeks in this kitchen thus far. You see a large
any,
table
like,
made for chopping and preparing poultries and meats. You see various storage bins with some dried goods. There's even what could be considered a ice box of sorts. It doesn't really have ice, but it manages to keep things cooler as opposed to leaving them out on the counter. And they also have bins of water for washing hands or food or what have you, but they gotta keep on bucketing it in. There's also stoves and spits for various types of cooking.
What about? Is there any knives that are like maybe extra knives or something?
Are there any knives that are extra knifey?
Like, they're like, is there like a bunch
More
of spares for there being
sizable.
more knives? It's like it wouldn't be a big deal if one was missing.
Extra knives, not extra knifey.
Go ahead and give me a history check there, Nixia. Oh, right.
I'm almost home, so no worries.
You don't remember how the headmistress feels about knives.
Hello?
You actually find one very close to where you're at. Looks like she had
Hello?
been preparing bacon and ham earlier. So there is some knives laying out. Would you like to pocket them?
Well, that'd be a sleight of hand, right?
No, it's actually just a reach over, pick it up, stuff it in whatever you consider to be a pocket.
I mean, as I don't want to get caught, but yeah.
Oh, well, if you want to do it stealthily, then you'll need a sleight of hand generally works. I would also allow a stealth act. No, definitely sleight of hand. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so you're able to get some of the knives, and
I'm going to get just one.
okay, you get one knife. You're about ready to stuff it somewhere on your person, which is like, Anixia, what are you doing?
Just checking the sharpness as I put it back.
I asked you to peel potatoes. It seemed awfully like you were trying to steal something from me. Surely not.
I would never think of it, my lady.
Good. Make sure it stays that way. We're walking on thin ice. Any further issues will result in loss of renown.
Damn. Alright.
Okay. I think at this point we'll leave you peeling potatoes. So, the day proceeds with each of you spinning your wheels, trying to get aid, help, and or steal things. And as far as you can tell, as a group individually, getting the guards to help seems like it could be tricky. Getting any additional backing from the master would also be exceptionally tricky. And going out in the woods seems like it could be tricky.
It will be tricky.
So, you guys are still free to do whatever you wish as the latter part of the day kicks in. Lunch has been served, and we're going to take a 10-minute break as you guys kind of think about how you wish to spend the latter half of this session and your day. We'll reconvene in 10 minutes. So 8:16 for me, but 10 minutes for the rest of you.
Oh.
Guys.
I'm just at this point. I'm just wondering how willing is Sylvia to go through this plan to work with other junior.
What do you mean work with Odor Jr.?
Quotation
We
marks
both-
work.
We both know what it means. Don't make me spell it out. Just that
I'm not gonna say Onyxia is not considering it either.
I don't.
I am wondering his interests though.
Everyone is thinking about
It's only
it.
because the only person I can do is the person who's actually been in battle, and that's it.
Whoops. Check the.
You know what the worst part is? If it does happen, no one will make us roll for it.
Let's shrug.
Anyway, I'm going to the bathroom. See you in a bit.
I am curious about the interests of this said person though.
Interest of said person?
Yes, I forgot the name.
Younger
They're all
son.
in the journal entries.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, if you go to Adventure, Water World, Watery Grave Assets, NPCs, and then there's a list of all our NPCs.
I suppose I should turn open legend stuff off so that way you guys don't have to cycle through that as well.
I am home at least.
Hooray!
Good, get on the table.
I'm working on it.
Oh, Odar Jr. That's who I'm talking about. Okay, so Odar, what's with him? Is there anything particular he's looking for, or is he just one of those people?
Based on your time around him, he is a very macho man. Like, he's killed many men in battle. He's been a decorated war hero. He's done this, done that. He's got scars, muscles, skills. He's arguably handsome. And he, like, doesn't have to settle down. You know? In
Right.
this society, taking a wife isn't the end-all, be-all. Some men prefer to keep their house filled with women. Assuming the women can tolerate one another. Generally, there's a stabbing. But anyway, as far as he goes, yeah,
I'm asking more or less, where does he draw the line when it comes to extracurricular activity?
oh, like what's he willing to
You're
sleep
gonna
with?
try and
I was thinking about it.
Well, as far as sleeping with, you haven't experienced him personally, but you imagine he's pretty on board with most ladies. He doesn't seem to go for guys at all. He's not quite as interested in the scaly hide one, but he has given the offer before, or so you've heard. So he might be down for it.
Gotcha. Kind of. But yeah, I gotcha. And the chat dies with my super awkward question.
I'm just getting things set up again.
It is break time.
True.
It's
Don't know
lunchtime and
what
I am
think
eating
is going
dinner.
on. Ooh. Now I'm hungry, thanks.
Meatloaf.
Also, be thinking about how your characters would like to spend the afternoon.
Yeah, that's a good. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Like, what's our plan now?
Well, I have found some things that might be useful as weaponry, but they're not quite so long-armed. I have these tool shards.
I am back in the actual thing, and that's a weird noise. But I can see everything, and Twitch is going well. You're doing a good job, Koene.
Yay!
I have these tool shards and no wraps for handles. I'm trying to find a bag to put some things in.
Quick question.
Towards who?
Yes.
Would my character's fur suit more well to chillier weather, so would I need a shirt? I'd imagine I'd still be wearing
You
one,
would.
but would I need one?
You would. Unless your race particularly gives you that trait, you are just as vulnerable to the elements as anyone else.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd have to do something for the heated days as well, and you'd be adversely affected by those.
True.
It's actually really keeping up pretty well, damn.
What's keeping up the stream?
Yeah, the stream is keeping up with everything really well. It's actually surprising.
Yay! Nom nom.
Rough.
So now I can actually watch chat. Yay!
I'm a loud eater.
Well, you're making lots of noise.
No ASMR, please. Please no ASMR. We only did that once. Let's not do that again.
What? What's ASMR?
Where someone whispers into the mic and, really loud noises that you don't normally hear is ASMR. Stop it, Glenn.
Nom 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 nom.
Yeah, basically, some people react to
Like it. Some people like it.
yeah.
Some people get off on it for Pete's sake. That makes them feel good for some reason. And it makes no fucking sense, and it creeps the rest of us the fuck out. Because we can't.
A lot of fetishes don't make sense, Glenn.
True. Because planes.
Or cars. Actual cars.
Or dogs, whatever. Whatever floats your boat.
Dogs are actually better, easier to understand than planes. It sounds like you're jacking.
Don't know how true that is.
No, that was my cord thing. I have a corded headphone.
Oh, so
Yeah.
every time you move, it's gonna make noise.
Yeah, I was trying to get into a comfortable seat.
Now I have the chat open and everything.
Ah!
I also heard something. Nova, you say that I won't be getting a reward for being here?
I was just being dangerous sounding. Everyone who's here is going to get rewards.
Okay, I was about to be like, no, I'm here.
For the most
You made
part.
yourself present.
I made myself present. That's mostly all that matters.
But yeah, at this point, Ashclaw and Justice probably won't be getting anything, as we will likely start the last bit before they arrive. But if everyone's here, we are 1 minute early, but let's go ahead and get started.
Deadeye isn't here.
That's okay, he's not with you immediately. Ren, you and Jock have been looking around for alcohol. You have found some. It just happens to be in the possession of some other fellows. These guys. So, what do you wish to do?
Tell them that the captain of the guard, Ingmar, is demanding alcohol. And we are here to fetch it.
F off! Captain can get his own booze.
Can he hear this exchange?
If he can, he don't seem to care. You guys are at the edge of the outpost. Like, these guys are sitting around a table. Looks like they might be playing cards or something.
Well, I mean, unless we can convince them, we can't really do anything about it. Oh! Hey, Jack! And she sort of leans over to her. What do you think... Well, no, she's Waffle. Never mind.
She's a waffle.
What?
Waffle.
I was...
First, Jack is a guy. Second,
sorry.
what?
I was gonna be like, oh, you should steal it from him while I distract him, but no, that's not very nice. We're not gonna do that.
Really? That probably maybe could have worked if people weren't listening or watching, but then again, causing a distraction, other people from the other tables would probably look over too, so it wouldn't have much of a chance.
Well, is it just the two guards?
It just seems to be these guys playing cards. You guys are kind of off to the side of the encampment. Everyone else is either out on duty or napping or something.
Oh, I know. Okay, so Ren, I believe, will inquire about the wolves, inquire about the people who have gone missing looking for the wolves, and if Jack happens to do anything, well...
Okay. Jack, anything you wish to do?
Well, I'm not gonna try to take it just like without any form of distraction, but I don't know if I would see any form of distracting them to get them to look an opposite way in order for me to take a bottle.
Well, they appear to be distracted by the game and Ren's discussion. They are currently passing the bottle back and forth between them. One takes a drink, slams it down the table. The other takes a drink, slams it down the table, for the most part. So,
and there's no
being passed
other
around in open view, and they seem to be content to drink it all if you let them.
And is that the
So
only
there's-
alcohol?
Yeah.
Well, it's the most convenient one you found. You imagine there's probably stores of the stuff in the main house.
So would we?
For
I would.
want of the headmistress.
I would be more inclined to go look elsewhere because that bottle seems to be preoccupied.
Okay. Well, Ren, you discuss things with them, and you get short replies of, yeah, so what? Go away.
Oh.
More or less.
So
Nixia, what are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yep.
I
Oh, wait.
just have to-
I guess, Jacques, since you don't wish to do anything with that bottle, is there anything else you wish to do?
grab Rin's arm and after I get her attention, just nod towards, leaving, as if I already know where to go, or like leave, look elsewhere for it.
So where are you going to go?
Probably to the main house.
Okay. So you're going to drag her to the main house. Any rhyme or reason for it? Like, are you going to start charading so she understands? And Ren, do you want to go to the main house?
Well, where would the storage of alcohol more likely be?
Well, you imagine if you go through the kitchen with the headmistress and Anixia, you will likely find the stairs leading down to the cellar, but you do not know that at all. Only Ren has been in the house.
Right, so I would lead her out of the guard post, whatever, and try to make out how bleh, I can't damn it. I would try to see if she knew where any more might be.
She has no idea. She can't speak hand signs. And you don't even know. I mean, she mentioned the alcohol to you, but you don't necessarily know why she wants the alcohol. She might just be an alcoholic. You might be doing her a crime by trying to help her. You're so articulate about that.
Yeah, I am, apparently.
Does Jack care
Alright.
if she's an alcoholic or not?
No. I would be wondering why she wants the booze in the first place.
Yeah, well, She doesn't understand sign language, so who knows?
The struggles of being mute.
That's why I didn't really like the idea.
Well, it's not really mute, just I don't talk much. Like, really, like, get out, like, one word at a time.
Is this a character choice or a race choice?
It's a character choice. It's,
Then she doesn't get it. Alright, Nixia, you're peeling potatoes.
Once I get enough done, I would also like to watch her cooking and see what she's trying to make for lunch.
For lunch, it looks like she's trying to make some sort of cooked creature of some sort. You imagine it's something from the sea, as it kind of has a fishy aroma, and you think she's loading it up with some of the vegetables and things from the garden, herbs and whatnot. So it's a nice, tasty dish, starting to smell really nice. You hear some thumping around the house. You imagine the boys are getting restless for their grub.
I want to see about a way to make the meal better. Would I use my cooking proficiency?
There is no such thing, but
It is.
I'll let you roll a d20.
No, I have the cooked utensil as a tool proficiency, and we are in the kitchen where cooked utensils would be.
Yes, and she has asked you to use the cook utensil tater peeler to make some masterful taters that are peeled. And I assure you, you have peeled some excellent taters.
The best taters known in this land.
What I want
True
to
story.
do is use my cooking proficiency, which comes with the cooking utensils, I'm assuming.
Alright.
Just determine whether or not if there's anything she could do to make it better, and give that as advice.
Go ahead and give me a d20. You may add your intelligence modifier for knowing like a recipe or something.
To just roll the...
Okay.
Nope.
Whatever she's making, you're not sure how to compliment it.
Once I see it about finishing the potatoes, I want to see about talking to one of the... Who is it? Junior.
Okay.
Dang.
Odor Jr. can be found in the main dining hall. Do not let the name confuse you, as it's not an overly lavish hall, but it is a long table that the family and many of the higher ranking slaves and free persons may eat there at one time. You see Otter Jr. there. His feet are on the table, and he is reclining back in a chair not meant for reclining. He appears to be very at ease. But you hear the occasional grumble from his stomach that seems inhuman. He notices you. Hey! What you doing, Purple Scales?
I was just helping the lady in the kitchen.
Ah, you mean my ma?
Mm-hmm.
Good on ya. So, what you doing now? You busy?
Not at the moment.
Good. Why don't you hop up on the table there? And he taps his foot on top of the dining table.
What for, my lord?
Amuse me. It's a long wait until the food comes out, seems like. I could use a laugh. Don't you lizards know how to dance?
I've not danced in a long time. But if you wish for me to do it, I will give it my best try.
Sweet.
Could I use my martial arts skills to kind of perform a dance?
It's a performance check.
Either
You
way.
may. Yeah, because performance is specifically tailored to dance, song, and instruments. So, you may roll a performance at your leisure. Now, you could argue, I just don't know how to dance. Well, you already rolled. So your dance is decent. Like you're making your moves, you're moving sensuously, or maybe you're doing a folksy dance. Who knows? Doesn't really matter. Seems like Otter Jr. is pleasantly entertained. At least you assume so, as he's smiling ear to ear. That's when his mom walks in with a tray of food and immediately falls to the floor, clattering, "Dear Lord, get off the table, girl!"
Sorry, Miss.
Oh my gosh! She immediately starts picking up the fish and food and then slams the tray and the food on the table. "Did you put her up to this?" "No, ma'am. I don't know what she was doing, but I liked it." Ooh. "Anixia, come with me now."
Yes, mistress.
Not even gonna defend yourself. Wow.
I mean,
There's no point. It wouldn't matter.
True story. Alright. So the headmistress takes you into the kitchen. She gives you a swat on the face. Her old wrinkly hands just pa. Doesn't do any damage. Might sting a little, maybe. But the point is, she is very upset with you. And she says that while you should listen to the Steganter family, use common sense. And if common sense outranks the stupidity of the sons, you can safely ignore the sons, assuming it's a stupid request. Like dancing on the table.
I wasn't sure of that, mistress.
So she's
Still
going to
not
berate
used
you
to
for
this
some
land.
time. "Hey Sylvia, what you doing?" "All right, you're with Erica. You were mucking out toilets." So Erica eventually brings around some snackies for you. You are smelling a bit ripe. What do you do, Sylvia?
Well, I actually do I get any chance to clean myself before?
I mean, it's lunchtime. She comes out to the latrine to meet you.
Oh,
shit. My rolls are awful today, damn.
She's a very kind soul.
I guess I appreciate your kindness.
Okay.
God damn it.
Anything else you'd like to do with the rest of your afternoon?
Not really. I think I'm gonna I'm gonna call it for my free day, quote unquote, and just go back to either clean myself or
Right,
go
right.
back
You
to
clean
our-
yourself up, you'll probably go back. There's obviously some water there that some of the thralls keep stocked, so you might be able to dip and splash just a little.
after that I'm going to just take a walk and check what the guards are up to.
That's actually a whole lot of stuff. So you're leaving the mansion behind, you're going to the place, you're doing a nice little cleanup, so hopefully you don't smell quite as bad. Then you're
Yeah.
going all the way back to the house You're going up the hill towards the guard's place. Okay,
Oh,
so you
okay.
got a lot going on. So we'll come back to you.
Okay, yeah.
Jock, you were with
Apparently there's a
Ren.
lot.
You were tugging her away. You are kind of just doing meow, and that's about as far as you guys get. Trevor, you have acquired some materials. Lunch has come around. You probably got yours from Brynjar. Anything else you wish to do that day?
Let me take a look. Brynjar. I am going to actually ask Brynjar if he knows of anything that might be causing the wolves to be stirred himself.
Ah, the wolves, you say? Well, it's been a long time since they've been like this. Last I recall, it was a very cold winter, and many of their food sources had dried up. They started to come into camp to get a better selection. I imagine something similar is going on here. Their food is probably growing scarce in the woods for whatever reason. Perhaps there's a disease among the animals, or maybe the animals themselves that they prey on are getting scarce. Hard to say.
So likely a natural event. Do you by chance know where I might get some spare bags? I think I'm going to skirt the outskirts of the woods and look for some herbs.
If you go out there, you'll be putting your life in fate's hands.
What's the worth of this life anyways?
Well, according to the master, quite a bit.
How much
Slaves aren't
exactly?
free. Oh, how much? Well, I was never told how much the master paid for me, other than I had paid him back. But, being a freeman, I'm aware that an unskilled hand is worth at least 2 silvers a day. And since the master intends to keep you for years to come, you can imagine how that adds up quite quickly. A slave's worth is likely several platinums.
Then what would the difference be between a free man working and a slave working?
A free man?
Such as yourself.
Right. You see, 2 silvers is worth a freedman. You, on the other hand, are worth probably considerably less. The master only pays what he pays to feed you. Being on a farm, there's more than enough food to go around. So, you're arguably working for coppers.
Copper. Have you
Now,
seen any...
keep in mind, I'm saying that for easy understanding. They don't actually have those monies in this world.
So, items that would be considered called those objects.
Right. Like ceramic chips, bone chips, shell chips, whatever.
Perhaps you could assist me in assisting the master then. Do you know by chance how I could use these tool shards to better keep myself alive?
Keeping alive isn't hard. Stay with the other thralls. Stay where there's guards. Do not go out at night. Lock your cabin doors. It's quite simple, really. It's kept me alive all these years.
Well, yes, you have a less proactive approach. I rather enjoy the taste of wolf meat every now and then. But
So you'd like to go hunt them yourself, would you?
1 or 2, yes. I would like to take care of the problem before we starve as they are starving, apparently.
I doubt we'll starve the way they are. But if fighting them's what you wish to do, if the wolves are indeed coming in because they're hungry, perhaps it's better to lay traps for them. They'll come in on their own, likely for food. You place food where they can get it, they'll trigger the traps. They'll take care of themselves for you.
Would you be interested in assisting me and a few others setting up traps?
I'm afraid I have to take care of the other men. Unlike the thralls, there's always workers on the farm. They just work in shifts. Duty calls. I almost envy the life of a thrall. It was simpler.
No life is simple, my friend. No life is simple.
No, it's not.
Thank you for your assistance. I think I'm going to try and see if I can't find some... Oh, I know exactly what I can do. Wood!
Okay. Well, after a nice little chat with Brynjar, anything else you'd like to do for this afternoon, Trevor?
I'm going to try and find trees that are somewhat out of the way, out of the guard's view, and attempt to uproot them using magic if there are no guards around and simple cutting.
One of the thralls, named Will, is part of your guys' band of conspirators. He regularly goes out to chop wood day in and day out. It would not be a hard task for him to get you some lumber if that's what you need.
Yes, I do indeed need to get some lumber.
Okay, then you can go ahead and chat, quote, with Will, and you guys can get perhaps some of the smaller throwaway trees that were not turned into lumber or anything for the master. Perhaps it was slated for firewood or something, and so no one's going to miss it if you just happen to take some.
That will be my course of action.
Alright. Now, something else to consider is that you guys obviously have firewood around your thrall camps for your bonfires, your cook fires, whatever you need. And so you do have kindling, so chopped up logs available to you if that's what you want.
No, I need more along the lines of core wood for making trap spikes and such.
I gotcha. Go ahead and make a nature roll for me. Oh, no. Survival, I'm sorry. Make a survival roll.
Oh.
By the way, are you prof in survival?
I am not.
Okay. So, if you're going to be going about making traps, this is going to be quite the arduous task for you alone. You will likely spend the rest of your afternoon acquiring the wood and working out how exactly you're going to fashion the traps you have in mind. Perhaps you've seen hunters or other folk on your island, or maybe even this island, creating some of the traps you would like to recreate, but you do not have the experience in making them per se. So, that said, it will take you some time, but we'll say that your afternoon's busy, perhaps crafting one such trap, and maybe when the others return, you might be able to get some additional aid.
Yeah. Mostly going for spike pitfalls, sort of thing.
Pitfalls,
Mm-hmm.
but that requires digging.
Oh,
all right.
For most people.
Okay. Anyway, we'll go ahead and round out that. So, the day goes by. Evening comes back around. Alcohol may or may not have been found. By the time you guys find the captain of the guard, he already has the alcohol. So, guess he took too long. Anixia spent most of the afternoon getting berated and told to peel a lot more potatoes.
That's fair, and I do it without question. I act like the good little slave I am. For now.
Silva, you're the only one that kind of deviated from the plan, and you went to the guard place in the afternoon, I believe. So while everyone else is at camp, you're going to be at the guard outpost that evening.
Yeah, it's just that I kind of thought that it would take less time. Also, I wanted to check on the guards while they were patrolling. I don't know.
You want to check out where the guards are patrolling?
While they were patrolling, I don't know. It's just that
I believe you.
Mhm.
Like,
I
I
am.
totally believe you're not sure what to do. How about an intelligence check?
Any particular skill or just a literal intelligence check?
I'll give you an intelligence check since you seem like you're not sure what to do. Okay. With an 11, you get the very simple and clear idea that perhaps hanging out with your buddies is the best course of action. Maybe one of them has found something, whereas your efforts have turned up not.
Yeah. Just as I say, I didn't thought it would take that much time, but if it does, then yeah.
I mean, okay,
shall
let's
return.
retcon. Let's say you go out to the outpost. What do you wish to do? It's the same thing. You're out at the outpost. It's going to be late afternoon. Anything you wish to do before evening comes?
No,
No? You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, back to the camp with you then. Alright.
Wait.
So you guys are back. Another evening comes on, and you're allowed to share and discuss the things you found and the plans you have made.
I'm going to have to share these shards with the rest of the group for use as shivs or whatever else they wish to do with them. However, I'm going to keep with making these into smaller spears, so to speak, that you could plant in the ground.
Do we each get a shiv shard? Or a...
I'll say he found 2.
Okay.
I would like a piece to make a sheave.
So
As would I.
Well, there's 2.
Alright. Do not break them if you can, and if you do break them, give them to Lady Sling over there, so she can throw them around and whatnot. Just hopefully not at me. No, please not at me. I am not the one who did the awkward position.
Oh.
And
Mechanically, your shivs are improvised weapons that do a d4 worth of damage.
That's no better than what I've already got.
Right. And also, the sling that you've made is an improvised sling. It doesn't have any attribute other than the range, and ammunition is readily available with any rock, nut, piece of stone, anything that you pick up off the ground. So you don't need to keep track of ammunition as it is readily available, unless you were on a ship, say. Alright. So, Trevor passes out the items, and you all seem to be thankful, perhaps? What else? Go ahead and continue discussing amongst yourselves.
Deimos.
So,
Oh.
I can't remember who was the one that discovered about the wolves. The thing about the wolves having less food and everything. I'm assuming we all shared our information, right?
Oh, I do have a request for you fine folk. I'm not quite familiar with all your names, and if I have been told, then I apologize. I have this...
It's alright. I haven't introduced you to myself. I'm Anixia.
Ah. I will shorten that to Annie to make it easier to remember you. I am not good with names, per se. I have not had really many names to remember. But, I have an idea for the wolf problem. I am currently working on making a few impaling sticks, I think they were called. Perhaps some sort of trap that you put under the ground. They fall onto it from above the ground, and they die. It works.
Did you build this outside the guideposts?
I have not built them yet. I'm currently simply making the sticks sharp enough.
How are you going
Preparation, as you
to
will call it.
dig the holes?
I'm going to make a few simple gestures a little bit over here. And I'm going to cast through
boy.
semantic only. Control Earth. Mold Earth. And I'm going to make the hole 5 feet and move the dirt over to here from here.
Impressive.
Like that.
Now, let's hope that no one saw you do that.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
you could have just asked for a shovel from me.
Magic does make things easier, but there's a possibility that the reason why the wolves are attacking is because their own food shortage is getting low. We find the reason why the food shortage is getting low, we don't have to deal with the wolves. They'll go out about their business and leave everyone alone.
So now we work for the wolves too?
Better, we find the reason the wolves are attacking. We solve the reason, everything works out.
Well, I was told by the older man that was here that he freed himself or was freed. I'm not entirely sure what his name was again. But he said that they had done so during a winter, whenever their food was low before. But it's not quite winter, so they're probably either low on food or probably instigated in towards this way. Perhaps their food shortage has been hunted off or some sort.
That's what I'm thinking, or maybe it's something else different.
Yes.
I'm saying, maybe... We still have another day off, right, Nova?
Nope, you go back to work tomorrow.
I'm saying tonight, we go out into the woods, and we find the source of the reason why the wolves leave.
That is a horrible idea.
It is quite a horrible idea, but I'm all for it. I am not sure.
You can count me in.
We go into
Say
the
bluntly.
darkness, and then get ambushed, and then we die to wolves. And that is the end of our story.
Maybe.
Well, perhaps we can use these holes as sort of spears. I mean, they're more geared for traps, but you can always use them for spears if you wish. I mean, as much as a stick with a pointy end can be used as a spear. Excuse me. I'm going to make a few more small hand signs and move the dirt back into the hole.
No, we can just do that with our hands. No need to do that. And I quickly rush to just stop you from doing that.
But
We are fine. I say terminantly.
I stare blankly, move my hand off to the side a bit.
It is dangerous to cast magic. They do not approve of it, and they don't approve of weapons either, so be very careful with those shards.
Also, something you should know is that you can't actually dig holes with mold earth unless you're excavating it layer at a time.
I believe like you can just scratch the ground or something along those lines.
Right, if it's in the ground, it's difficult terrain, but I'll say that you can take the surface level of earth over and over again to dig your hole. Because it uses the keyword you can see. You can't see the ground 5 feet beneath you. You can definitely see the surface level.
And it also
So-
says loose earth.
Yeah.
So just something to keep in mind for later. Not important to your guys' conversation.
Alright.
But all it takes is one action, so it can be done in that one action. Either way.
I shall go with the group consensus in order to keep you all alive, but this is a horrible idea if we go out there.
Do you have any better ideas?
We won't have to attack the wolves if we're just finding the reason why the food is gone.
But we
these-
shall be the food.
What? I'm now torn. There's two different voices that I'm going to follow. There's one that does not want to go, and one that is okay with going.
Okay? Would you like to give in your input?
He shakes his head.
You don't want to put your input in? Oh, or are you
No,
meaning
shaking, more like shaking his head to the reference of going out into the woods in the dark, which is
See, we don't know that.
don't know what.
We
I
don't
know that
If you're actually shaking your head to that. You never answered the question, so we don't
Oh,
know.
true. True.
You can't
Okay.
just-
Fair enough.
Do that unless we have to insight check to find out what the heck you're talking about.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So, what, you're just shaking your
We-
head, I'm just like, so you don't want to give your input. Okay then.
He would shake his head again, a little more violently.
What we could do is wait until our next day off and then go on our adventure. We have nothing but time.
We do have nothing but time. But when do you
He
expect
shakes
the
his head,
wolves
yes.
But when do you expect the wolves to attack next? That's the question.
Not, I mean, not.
We don't know when they will attack next, and the guards don't do nothing about it, even though that's exactly what they're supposed to do. I asked the lady of the house this morning, she said the guards are supposed to get around to it, but they've never gotten around to it. They're not doing the job.
Yes, I talked with Erika today too. I believe that we'll have to search some motivation of our own to get the guards to move their
Guards
asses.
won't move their asses because they're still getting paid no matter what.
So then we don't have to
It's
worry
okay
about
if-
them taking
it's
the
okay
job
if-
either.
Apparently it's okay if thralls die, but if they die, it's a different story.
I see.
Master of the house probably doesn't care that much about this. So either we get rid of the wolves and help the rest of the thralls, keeping them from being killed off, and prove to them that even the thralls are better guards than the guards themselves.
Something else we could do is in the evenings we could work on making the traps. And then actually set the traps on our day off.
But if we get caught with these traps, they're gonna get excavated and we're gonna get less one out. We're not gonna be proven right.
You would risk your life to be proven right.
I'm thinking.
How well do you think we could dig holes with half an spade? Or actually, out of character, is a spade the same as a shovel?
No, a
yes.
spade.
Yeah.
Grammatical.
Well,
Are you talking
A
about a
spade
little
is more
garden
like a
tool, or are
spade.
you talking about a shovel?
I guess a shovel.
I mean,
That's
a shovel is
why
a
I
shovel. There's
asked.
different
There's a
heads
spade
of shovels,
shovel.
but it's
That's
all
why I asked.
shovels. They behave very similarly.
Okay. I tried to be fancy with language. Excuse me.
It's okay.
Princess.
There's a spade shovel, so yeah, pretty much right.
I mean, a side-by-side comparison, no one would know the difference between a spade and a shovel, unless you are a outdoorsy, work with the lawn sort of person.
Mm-hmm.
Even
And the
then,
point to your main question is, how much can you dig with a shovel or a spade? The same as you can dig with a shovel or a spade. You can pretty much dig holes, given time and effort.
Yeah, it's just I ask with half a shovel.
Why would you have half a shovel? I mean, I guess I don't need to know that. With half a shovel, that'd be really hard to do, as you're missing the half that you use as leverage. So you're practically out there with a hand shovel, and that would take you an awful long time.
Alrighty, thanks. It's just that I'm kind of I'm not sure whether I could take out the shovel I used to work.
Oh yeah, no one's gonna miss a shovel.
Huh. Okay, I thought it was going to be a little more complex than that. Never mind then. I apologize.
I mean, Jack is holding a sickle for God's sakes. I mean, come on.
Alright, fair enough.
I think it was that we sort of have the tools that we use with us all the time. So,
Either
Come
with
on.
you or in easy reach. Minus the potato peeler. You notice the headmistress pat you down extra thoroughly tonight, Onyxia, as you left the kitchen.
Which is understandable, and I am sorry for it.
I just was trying to make some extra money. But apparently the guards won't do shit, so
so what do we do? Do we go out tonight or do we wait?
When would we when would we expect to be our next day off?
In a week.
In a week?
Yep.
I believe we could use the time to make the traps then, if we are doing this.
Okay, so is that the sound of resignation to a plan of making traps?
Over time? Yes.
Okay,
If
any
I can just handle
nays?
some cover tools, I can make more spikes easily with wood.
Okay, no nays. So it sounds like that's what you guys intend to do. You wish to stay nice and safe in the camp, at least as safe as you can be, and proceed on making your traps, which is easy enough to do. You won't work at it very fast, but you could easily, in the evenings, work on your traps.
I believe I...
Yeah, if I can
Oh,
borrow,
no, not
I can
again.
borrow a knife from the other thralls.
I can't hear you, I need to reset this shit.
And so, you can go ahead and make some traps. Now, where would you want to place these traps as you're making them? Are you just going to hold them in your cabin?
I would say the best place would be where they've been known to attack whenever they're not around to attack.
I
Okay.
wouldn't,
Well,
I wouldn't
they
place them right away because we might get a guard trapped in them, and then that would cause a whole hassle.
well, location.
I mean,
So
I would assume sort of
know
in...
that they attack around your cabins as you guys are out there, kind of on the outskirts of the property. You're easy pickings for the wolves, so going out at night's definitely dangerous. In fact, even your little camping out there that you do is kind of dangerous. Because of the light, you feel fairly safe, and you know that you could just rush to your cabin door should something come. But much beyond that, you're not so certain. They also obviously visit the granaries and the various storage houses for food. The fields themselves are visited, the compost piles, the gardens, like nothing on the property has been unexploited at one time or another.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'd be best once we finish making the traps to put them all out at once. So that, and as well let the guards know that we put some traps out for the wolves so they won't step on them and kill the fucking selves.
Hopefully, yeah.
I'm going to take a torch from the fire if possible.
That's fine.
Um,
You have a lit log or a piece of kindling in your hand.
Do we... Actually, I wanted to ask something. Do we have to deal with any insects around this area? Nova?
There are bugs, but nothing hazardous as far as you're aware.
Alrighty.
what kind of bugs are you thinking of looking for?
Poisonous, so we can poison the headmaster.
Whoa! That was... Where did that came from?
It would work. I mean, come on, think about it.
I'm going to head off towards the edge of the camp.
Okay. Let me go ahead and... Well, we're not going to do it on this map, really. But, so you go off to the edge of camp. You have your lit log. You don't have to move your character much farther than that. I gotcha. So you go off to the edge of camp. No biggie. You hear the sounds of the wind gently blowing across the farm.
Someone
I
should
think
go with
you
them.
might hear the waves in the distance.
Let 'em
The
do it.
trees are alive with the sounds of
Trees.
the wilderness.
Oh,
No,
wait,
bugs,
stroke attack.
owls, critters that might be in the overgrowth. Every little shift, you're not certain if it's a wolf, a ground squirrel, or just a plant that's getting released from some tension in the day. A stick occasionally falls. So, anything else you'd like to do at the edge of camp?
I'm going to try to survey the land to see which direction the wolves might have come from last time.
They come from the trees, the forest, and the forest itself, you would say, is the central portion of the island. The island itself may have been a volcanic island at one point, though the volcano has long been dormant. You haven't seen any smoke or anything from it in your entire time being here. No one else seems to suggest they're concerned about either. You don't even feel any ground tremors. So you just see a massive mountain, stony structure in the center of the island, it's easy to see, and you see woods all around the mountain. You don't necessarily see it all the way around, but you are made aware of it over the past weeks that is a wood, and it is very big, as there's only one other town on the island. So other than the farm and the town, there's no one else clearing away the wood. So it's left to be largely free and overgrown.
I wonder if the other town is having this sort of problem.
What is...
Damn it, kids.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hear kids.
You also think there are occasionally bugs flying around that glow.
So
Anything else, Trevor?
Jack, you can...
Hold on a second.
Well, while you're thinking about it, anyone else have any tidbits they wish to add?
I want to add to the fact that Jack just spoke, and I'm just like, oh,
What?
you said something. It's like he shouldn't go alone, and I'm assuming you said that.
No, I said I feel like someone should go with.
Out loud or in character?
That was not speaking in character.
Oh,
Then don't say it.
Oh.
Okay, sorry.
Because I'm
I'll be
not
quiet.
saying it in character.
It's like it's totally cheating. There's no point at all of speaking when you're playing a mute character or a character that just prefers not to speak. Because it totally defeats the purpose of playing the mute character, because you're still getting your ideas across. The idea
Right.
is finding clever ways of getting past that barrier if that's something truly important to you and the character.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm
no, it's
assuming
just-
there's a reason where, like,
Yeah,
the cat, she didn't talk, and then so she doesn't really talk at all because of her slavery life. That's what I'm
That's fine.
thinking.
How about we
Yeah.
see more chat, like a side notes like that in chat, with the character
Okay.
being animated as doing gestures, and people gotta figure it out. Meanwhile, Trevor, you were doing stuff.
I'm going to make a small lap around the buildings to make sure that there's nothing around us that might draw the attention of wolves to the camp more than simply, us being there. For
Go ahead and
refuse
make a
such.
nature check for me, or a survival check. Either one will work.
Nice.
You know that wolves tend to be clever. Light is generally an indication of man or sentient race, or if you're hungry enough, food. So having the campfire burning every night is definitely a clear indicator to a wolf that something is there that they may or may not be able to snack on. You would have better luck totally blackening your thrall encampment. You would be less likely to have wolves coming to say hello.
Perhaps using that to our advantage later on. Not much else to worry of. How far away are we from water?
The coast is on the other side of the farm and down a small beach that has likely been greatly weathered. So not a whole lot of beach, just enough to say that there is one. Are you looking for exact footage or what?
General distance from water.
You could probably say a handful of acres away. If you know what an acre is, that's what the farm is measured out in.
I am going to try to plant the torch between the buildings to try and give a further lighted view to the rest of the people around.
You're gonna do what?
Try to plant the torch right about here.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do that then.
Oh, you moved your campfire. You ruined it.
Not bad.
So
Alright.
offended.
So there, as far as cloth goes, Sylvia, you're wearing it. You could also destroy what cots you've been given. So any blankets, those would also give you your light cloth.
You got wolf blankets. A few of us do.
I wish.
Maybe.
I
So
think they're all
anyway,
used.
anything else, Trevor?
I am going to head inside for a little while.
Okay, so you're turning in for the evening. For the rest of you, or a little while, quote, quote.
Yeah.
For the rest of you who are still discussing, anything else?
So are we laying the traps every evening, or are we keeping them somewhere and then we'll set them all out?
Well, based on my understanding of the traps, there are big holes in the ground with spikies at the bottom, so they're
Yep.
not exactly things you just spring up suddenly overnight.
Okay.
It will take someone digging or someone using a spell to create them gradually over time. And then the crafting of the said traps would also take some time and skill.
If I can get my hand on a knife, I could use my wood carving ability, my wood carving proficiency to make the traps faster, couldn't I?
So you're a cook and a wood carver? A carpenter,
Yes.
that is?
Yes.
Is this a window right here?
I'll say yes.
I'm going to spy on them.
Not a glass one, but like wooden shutters, probably.
Can I see him through the wooden shutters?
I mean, not stealthing, so if you can
Not
see
stealthing,
him...
just...
Yeah, I'm just
I mean, it's dark, so you can see what you see. Oh, that's right, because of the invisible barrier, the shadows, you probably can't see him. Well, there you go. You probably can't see him.
I
It's
believe
probably
I will
dark inside.
have. I would like to have Sylvia go bug hunting. Of course,
Go
I
bug
will
hunting.
not. Yep.
That would take you off into the forest. Is that cool?
Alone.
Ah, shit.
At night.
What's the worst gonna happen?
God damn it.
So I guess I will
I-
come in the night.
I guess I will try to stay within the confines of our place.
AKA,
but,
not a lot. Anyone else have any ideas or anything we should do aside from creating traps over the next week?
Nope.
Okay. So over the next week, you guys go about your work during the day, maybe gather materials as they become convenient, and then in the evening, you're busy crafting supplies for half of the traps. Do you have any main trap maker, or are you all going to kind of do work together?
I believe this will be better as a team effort.
Mhm.
Uh,
But I want to see how much we can make. So do we all roll for it and just give a
Yep,
total?
everyone rolls, but because you're all working individually, survival rolls,
Rolls what?
and they will be high. Survival rolls, please.
Can I add my carpenter tools proficiency?
Your carpentry tools proficiency would be great if you had carpentry tools,
Fine.
but you don't.
Okay. So just survival.
Yes, please.
I'm just digging a
Natural
hole.
20, baby!
So, with the exception of Anixia, all of you guys waste a whole lot of wood and time. Anixia, you're able to make the supplies for 2 of the traps. And so, where would you guys like to place them?
How many traps did we get total?
2.
Just 2. So I was the only one. I did all the work.
Well, let's be honest here. Not many of you are actually trained in this endeavor, with the exception of maybe Ren. So, Ren was the closest. She probably would have made one had she had someone helping her as opposed to wasting wood. Anyway,
We worked.
so we got 2 traps. Where would you guys like to place them?
I'm assuming we should place them on a firelight or the granary. So
I'm thinking near the forest.
Near the forest will be the best place. I mean, strategically speaking. Keeping our life speaking.
I vote forest. And I
Would
think
you say-
perhaps we should also take some of our rations and use it as bait for the trap.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Use our rations to be bait for the trap.
Oh, great. We get to eat even less. The people.
Just put potholes.
None of you guys have any extras. Extra food, that is. So any day that you go without food, you will be taking penalties. So who all is dedicating their food?
I might as well
I'll
dedicate
dedicate.
my food.
I'll dedicate too.
Okay. So you got 2 traps, 2 rations with which to bait the traps. You just need to pick on places. I heard some people want it in the forest. Some people want where else again?
The camp.
In the camp.
We're
Which
gonna
camp?
murder
This one?
people.
Well,
The
see,
outpost?
yeah.
Yeah. Ah, my leg.
Ow, my foot. There's this long stick sticking out of my foot.
And then there's the granary. But which is seems. I want. Can I roll like a survival to find out
Let's all meet halfway.
what would be the most likely place for the wolves to strike?
Yeah, go ahead. Survival.
Do we all roll that, or?
Anixia is the only one asking a question and looking for answers.
Okay.
And Anixia is the only one that knows that just about any place in the camp would do. You are likely to catch something.
Something.
It may be a person, but something.
Obviously, the further from camp you place it, or the further from the farmstead you place it, the less likely you are to catch random people.
So
Placing in the forest would be the safest and the most difficult, and potentially the least successful,
Meet halfway.
as they're clearly coming into camp to get food. So placing it in camp seems like the most likely place, but it's also the most dangerous place because if you place it and people aren't aware, they will stumble into it.
Then yeah, halfway.
Okay, so you're at the forest's edge. It was just earlier, Trevor was taking a stroll along there. It's not too hard to imagine others do as well. In fact, Sylvia was talking about taking a stroll earlier that day. Earlier that week. So I need places. Places. Where should they go? Ren, let's speed this up.
Oh, God. Forest was a good idea, and then apparently we won't catch anything there. But if we bait it, that
You
might
don't
work.
know that.
Oh. Well.
Unless
Okay.
Anixia shares.
I was saying we should do it halfway between the forest and this camp. Because it
Right,
won't
so
likely
the
be
forest
attack the
line.
camp.
Which is what we were just discussing. So Ren, with that suggestion, where do you think they should go?
Forest line, and make sure on our day off we'll bait it, and then we'll hopefully catch something.
Okay, Anixia, where should they go?
That sounds about right.
Sylvia, where should they go?
I believe halfway in the forest and the camp. It's kind of the half measure way to do it. I
So
agree
the
with
forest
that.
line?
Yep.
Jock, where should they place it?
Giving the information, he would nod to the idea of putting them at the forest line.
And Trevor.
Well, I can't really say against the group, but I would go for
yes,
the
you
forest line. I would prefer to put it at the forest line opposed to in front of a refuse pile where food is stored.
Okay.
As opposed to what?
A refuse pile?
He would rather place it somewhere where food is obtainable. But at the same time, you guys know what could happen by placing it in the homestead. So, it's up to you guys. But it sounds like the forest line is where they're going. Okay. Do you wish to do that during one of your off days or during one of the evening hours?
Off day would probably be best.
Yeah.
people aren't necessarily looking for us in particular if we're not doing something we're supposed to be doing.
So a
Rest in
day
peace
off?
of. Yeah, rest in peace of days off.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you guys wait till your day off. You've crafted your 2 traps and you decide forest lined it is. So, you guys go out to the forest line. I'm assuming it's daytime.
Definitely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, some people see you guys out there, kind of wondering what all you're doing, but no one stops to bother you.
Not even the guards.
No, they don't give enough.
Mm.
So, you dig some holes. Not too hard, between magic and or shovel. Oh, wait. Are you using magic to dig your hole, or are you just going to shovel it?
No.
I'm gonna let them shovel.
Let us shovel.
Let them
Yeah.
shovel.
Nice.
Permission has been granted.
I'd say what's shoveling.
Well, I, have to look out. Rather keep us from being ambushed by wolves.
And what's more is that he's taking penalties because he's without food to bait that trap.
Mm.
Him and one other person.
Jack.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys start digging. It's really hard going because you guys are at the forest edge. That means tree roots. Lots of them. Makes digging really difficult, but it is manageable. So for the person who's doing the digging, I need an athletics check.
That would be me.
Dig.
Ren is also good at athletics. It depends.
You don't
Okay.
have to dig.
I guess.
No, wait.
Mm,
I'm not good at athletics.
Is only one person digging right now?
I mean, there's 2 holes that need dug.
True.
As many people can dig as you guys have shovels, which shovels aren't exactly a hard to come by item on a farm.
Well, Ren is
Alrighty.
gonna dig one of the holes.
Okay, so we got
I
2
believe-
diggers.
Speed.
See, 1 athletics.
And me, I guess. Well,
Okay. So, Ren, it is really tough going.
Can
And that's
I,
for you.
aid for one of the trap holes?
Aiding is something you should have done before they did the roll, as you would have been able to help them. So you actually just stood by and watched mutely. Perhaps you tried saying, I want to help.
you were
The
like,
words just never came out. Anyway, Ren proceeds
Awkward.
to dig the hole over a series of hours. Sylvia, you're thinking that physical labor is not for you. At least not while you're standing. Maybe on your back you can manage it, but not while you're standing. And so, you guys get your first hole dug. It's mid-afternoon. At this
Why-
point, you're thinking
why do
Ren's
you
probably
hate me
going to
so
have to
much?
take over. Ren's probably going to have to take over because you're just too tuckered out. You need someone to fan your face a little, it's like, whew, it's hard going.
what have I ever done to you?
Anyway, you guys do eventually get your holes, but it's late afternoon now by the time both of them get dug. With evening approaching, you guys have just enough time to set your traps. You have the supplies. Who's setting the traps?
Not me. this
Depends on
time.
the roll.
I can
Oh,
I'll
what
help.
do we need to roll
I
for
would.
setting the traps?
Survival.
Yep.
You have the ingredients. You have the holes. You
Oh,
have
I
the
will
bait, but you
help to
need
set.
someone to cleverly put it all together so that way it will properly fool the predator as well as lure them in.
Yep.
Well, looks like Jock got it. So, Jock, you went ahead and set up the traps. They seem passable.
I was gonna help.
you guys need to communicate.
I was saying it whilst Nova got me to speak.
Well, Jock already rolled. She
My
didn't need
morale
your
is
help.
destroyed.
He didn't need your help. Jock was like, "Yo, I got this," and Jock, you got it. You set them up as best as you can tell. So there they are. Now what?
I want to make sure he did it right.
Okay, do a survival roll.
Thank you. Fuck it.
You imagine it would catch you, so it's probably pretty darn good right now.
Yeah. Fuck you. Just fuck it.
So should we hide and see if we catch anything?
Sure.
I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, it might take a while for it to actually catch anything.
Well, then
It'll come out in the night.
it might smell.
So it'll be a while.
Just that, and if one
Jack, you're really cutting
of
out.
them gets caught, then and we're gonna wind up fighting because they'll smell us.
You might need to reset your internet or something. It works for me anyway.
Yeah, I didn't understand what Gothic said, except they might smell us. So it's probably a better idea if we aren't there.
They'll smell the food. They will probably smell us, so yeah.
Yeah. Do I still sound bad?
No, you're good.
Okay.
So
My
guess
question is, how did you communicate that to the party?
Or do you?
or you can pantomime like a wolf that's smelling. So I don't know. We're gonna play charades a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna charade that entire idea.
Alright, then
It
one
fails.
of us has to roll insight to make sure or not we understand what you're saying.
There's no way. There's no way.
Aww.
Too many words, too many ideas. It's not even a simple thought.
18.
It's like, how would you break down so many different ideas? Okay.
18 on insight.
You think
Okay, fine. I point to my nose and then I point out to the wood.
You smell
Jack?
something.
Something.
Yeah,
Something.
Nice.
Jack is probably liking the smell of pine in the afternoon.
That's what I got from that.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, I know, Jack. The trees do smell nice.
Ralph.
Robot.
Robot
What?
voice.
Ah!
What the fuck?
I think
How
I know
about, how
what it
about you just type? Like, you're not
I know
a speaking
exactly
character,
what
so just
it
type,
is.
please.
Would that help?
I know exactly what it is. You're taking your hand off push to talk too early.
Down the whole
So-
time.
Anyway, Jack, since you're not a speaking character, go ahead and stick to the chat box, please. Now,
Okay,
for the rest
sorry.
of you who are speaking, what would you like to do?
I'd say we wait until tomorrow to see what happens.
Okay, Trevor, what do you want to do?
I want to eat, but my rations.
He's starving. Oh
Uh,
man, those rations look so good,
You
especially after a long day of digging. You got tired just watching Ren do it.
Food. Nope, nope. That's for the wolves. That's for the wolves. Must not. Food.
Oh,
Yes,
this is.
yes.
No.
But anyway, you guys, those of you who want to stay, place your tokens right here. Those of you who wish to head back for the night,
Does it?
put your character here.
Could we,
Those who want to stay, go here. Those who want to go back to cabin, go here.
should we,
Those who want to stay, go here. Those who want to go back to the cabin, go here. Those who want to stay, go here. I'm waiting for tokens to move, guys. There's only two options. You're either
I
staying
moved,
and doing something, or you're leaving.
my question is, could we stay but stay hidden?
You can
Go
stay
on, stay,
here,
let's go.
or go back to the cabin. I'll
Is there a place to
I'll
stay
help
hidden?
you work out actions after I know who's staying and who's leaving.
Yeah.
I'm more inclined to head back because the person with actual weapon skill is heading back. But
Yep.
then there's the purple scaly one. Then purple scaly one does look nice. I think I'm going to go back with a weapon.
Okay.
I have weapons.
And now everyone
too.
goes back.
Just like if the main people are gonna go over there, and most of them.
So, Sylvia, you appear to be the only one who has stayed. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna cross my arms, puff my cheeks, and say, pussies.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Anything you wish to do out there in the dark as dark is coming.
Where you want to stay?
I just wish I could sing in characters, Firefly, but I can't because that song doesn't exist in this world.
It might. There's fireflies in this world. There can be a ship named the Firefly.
You would not believe your eyes. Send me on fire.
Oh, I was thinking of a different song completely then. Take my
Yes, you were.
take my
Anyway,
hand,
okay,
take
on a-
you where I cannot stand.
Okay, that's not the song. I don't know that song. Anyway, in a more serious note, I guess I pulled out the fire and stay over here just
What
for
fire?
a while. Oh, there is no more fire, right?
We're at
Like
the edge
you're
of the
out
forest.
at the edge of the camp, edge of the forest, chilling with two traps relatively close to one another, and you're staring the forest down like it's the gates of hell.
Yeah. I'm going to try to put it a little hard for any wolves or anyone to see me. I mean, they can
Okay.
probably smell me, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna just stand in the open.
Right. So there are plenty of trees with which to hide by or around. Would you like to try and getting in a bush or around behind a tree or something?
Yep. Now,
Okay.
if worse comes to worse, Thunderwave produces sound 300 feet away, so maybe I can tell you guys something is going on.
Okay. So, Sylvia, we're going to take a little adventure. And here. Okay.
Oh shit, we can't see them.
I'm down here, don't worry.
Wait a second, Sylvia. You don't have any dark vision.
I do, I'm a half elf.
Yeah, he's got the same as me.
Why don't I have your vision rigged up?
I don't know, you didn't do it last time.
Oh, cause he stayed in the light. That's why. The entire time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm I'm a range person.
Oh, I remember why it was. It's 'cause you had 60 feet of light, right? There you
No.
go.
Ta-da! Oh my! This looks so damn ominous.
Right. So let me explain to you what you see. You see Trap A
And trap B.
We don't
and
see.
Trap B. Well, yeah, you don't see.
Fuck
Because
no.
you guys aren't there. And let me draw little squiggly lines so you understand the forest edge. Any movement in the forest is going to be at difficult terrain. So that green line that you barely see,
Is the tree line or something?
that is the tree line. So you are currently ducked down, hiding by a tree. You can position yourself however you like inside the tree line. You have to be at least... Okay, so you're deep in there.
Just kidding.
Well,
No, just kidding.
if you want to be at least 10 feet, otherwise you'll be visible from the outside. Like while you're in here, it's really hard to make you out. Well, assuming people have light. Anyway, so you're ducked down. Would you like to make a stealth roll?
I was waiting for it.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth roll for me. And I'll give you advantage since you've probably had plenty of time to get it. So you got a 22.
Almost a not 20, but I'll take it.
Okay. Cool. Alright. So you wait. Time passes. Then you hear something. Something's moving. As you wait, some more things start moving. That's when you see them.
I have a faint feeling I know what I'm going to see. Oh wait, what is this one? Oh fuck.
Within, it's not that big. Not far from you, wolves are passing. They appear to be stalking something. Looks like they're heading for the bait. What do you wish to do?
I am going to stay nice and quiet until I see any signs that they have noticed me.
Okay. They're gonna slowly but surely creep towards the traps. As food is present.
This one came from.
Uh-oh. This one passes by really close to you. I'm gonna need you to make another stealth roll as passing.
Alright. Oh, come the fuck. Well,
Alright. It didn't do anything. And it just keeps moving forward.
Lucky.
Okay. So, first wolf that approached starts sniffing at the trap. This one's moving in, but it's probably the most cautious of the lot. The one that passed you is not immediately approaching the traps. It's just standing there, seemingly keeping a lookout. The other one approaches. This one is about ready to take the bait. And then this one bumps into it, stopping it. You don't exactly know what's going on. But then this guy turns and it seems to look at you. Yeah, that bomb stealth actually did alert it. So,
because I
need
couldn't just keep my
initiative.
first roll.
No. You see, you were so close to the traps, they were going to beeline for the traps, but they had to go through you to get to them, so kind of had to happen this way.
Guess it could have been smarter to stand something like this, but yeah.
Maybe, but that's in hindsight now.
We are talking in chat about going back after realizing Sylvia was left
Well, I gave you guys the choice. Going
Yes.
back for the night or staying.
Yeah.
Going back for the night or staying. And I said it 1,000 times. So this
And
is
you?
what's going to happen.
No,
Now,
we can't go back.
something for you to be made aware of. If you want to leave, this is the direction you need to leave in. And
Wait, can you point it again?
yes, you need to run in this direction here. This direction. This direction.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this direction. Alright. So, you will need to mad dash past these guys if you do not wish to fight them. Alternatively, though, it would only take a simple push, and certain wolves will wind up in certain traps.
Shit.
So, you have options. Now, let's see here. Yes, so we do need initiative. Was yours? Yeah, you didn't roll it yet, did you?
Yeah, it's just that I'm waiting for. I was going to say, can you clear the initiative before I roll? Thank you. I did not press my token, but I rolled a 22.
Pretty speedy. Speedier than them. Alright. You have the advantage. Your opportunity is in your hands. What do you wish to do?
Okay, right now I see two choices before me. If if I really want them to push them into a trap, which sounds awful. Hmm.
Keep in mind you're moving at reduced movement because of the forest for 2 squares.
Oh, so if I were to move right here, that's
2 squares of
that.
movement.
Okay, nice to know. So that. After the tree line, it will be normal movement.
Correct.
Alrighty. So 20, 10. Okay. I am going to try to make a getaway.
Okay. Something else to know. If you leave these wolves' threat ranges, they will try to op you.
Yeah,
So,
I am pretty sure I was that was going to happen. That's why I have a contingency plan. So
okay. Well, let's see what you got.
okay. What were to happen if I walked in the middle of the traps like this?
You would avoid
Nothing?
getting into traps. Right. You
alright.
can stand right there just fine.
Okay.
Now, if you're thinking about luring something, you're gonna need to be here.
Alright. Yep. Okay, I made up my mind. So, hold on. I need to deselect this. Okay. So I'm gonna move quote unquote 10 feet in this direction.
1, 2.
And after that, I would like to cast Fog Cloud. But before casting Fog Cloud, I get to use my Heart of the Storm feature to fly 10 feet without opportunity attacks.
Okay.
So I would like to use that to, if possible, ignore the difficult terrain.
Yep, that's fine.
Alright.
What's the range of the fly?
10 feet.
Okay. And that will allow you to ignore the difficult terrain as well.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
far I made use of my bonus action for that and 10 feet of my normal movement.
Correct. Now,
And
draw the area of the fog cloud, please.
20 foot. Okay, that was 5 foot bigger than I thought it was. That's nice.
20-foot radius. Yeah, it's quite the big thing.
And that's radius, not diameter.
Oh,
Like, you are probably gonna get yourself stuck in a fog cloud, so I need to know exactly what the size and position are.
It's just that freehand, I guess. No, road shape. Hold Alt for circle or eclipse. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
It's a good start. May want to stretch it.
That's roughly 20 feet diameter.
Hmm.
Focused.
Now, something to keep in mind is that because you're in. Okay, yeah, you can't see that point. 15. It actually goes out one more square. If this central point is the center, then it's 20
Mhm.
feet out from that point, so 4 squares.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So it's
Slight
slightly bigger.
miscalculation. Yep. Yes, and after that, I would like to run the rest of my movement
Alright, now which way you gonna go?
this way.
Well, you would go that way, except you're now completely blind. You've been blind since you casted the spell here. You have no way of knowing which way you're going.
Oh, I get to use
Like,
my.
let me show you what you see while you're in that cloud. That's what you see while you're in heavily obscured cloud.
Okay. Yeah, it's just that I thought I would get to move before casting the spell with I mean,
No,
fly
it's
before casting the
after.
spell.
After you
No.
cast it, that's what triggers it.
No, because don't you? It doesn't go movement then action.
Well, it's
can-
the
Immediately before or after you cast a spell.
Oh, well, there it is. Alright, yep, you can move to that position you were in.
Mm-hmm. So I
You're right
believe
here.
somewhere around here because I'm
Yes.
still blinded.
And you're still blinded.
And then after that, I still have 20 feet of movement.
Now roll me a 1d8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. You run and bump right into the wolf that's actually right next to you.
Yay!
That's 5 feet of movement. So you
Oh,
got
so I get to
3 more. Yeah,
So this is
Yeah.
literally Russian roulette.
correct.
Oh.
You've already burned 2 squares, 3 squares by bumping into the wolf. You got 3 more squares with which to try to run away. Run away, that is.
If you want to what? Sorry.
If you
Run
want
away?
to run away, yes.
Oh, okay.
You got 3 more
For-
tries, or at least 3 more squares with which to use.
For some reason, I heard if you wanna thunder wave, and I was like, what?
Oh, I mean,
Maybe
next
I have
turn.
that. Maybe I have that idea way too stuck in my mind. Anyway.
Anyway,
Yes.
our d8, please.
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3. That's actually gonna bump into the wolf right here. Alright.
I kind of figured. I think I actually need a 1 to make this.
No, actually, you got most of the ways clear to you. Let's see here. So you did 3. You got 2 more squares. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got 2 more squares. This move action you can use.
Mm-hmm.
I like this Russian roulette. It's funny.
Me too. This is a lot more fun than just watching him die. Unfortunately, the 2 is what he needed to land in the pit trap.
Yeah,
Of course.
oh.
I literally needed a 1.
You needed a 1. A 4 would have taken you back into the woods. 5, 6, 7, and an 8. 1, 7, and 8 were your moves to freedom. So you had 3 out of 5, or 4 out of 8.
Yep.
Anyway, you ran to the trap. Obviously, your weight breaks the trap, and you fall into the pit, and you're going to take damage. It's only 5 feet deep, but you're going to take 2 damage, and you are prone inside the hole.
With a spike in.
Okay.
I'm prone. Yep.
Still alive. The wolves are gonna go. They don't see very well. Obviously, there is a fog cloud. However, unlike you, they have a superior sense of smell, and they will find
It's
you.
more.
However, you actually hear something. Step, crick, snap. I think
Okay,
you may
ouch.
have got one.
Oh,
However,
that was a wolf.
that's the only other trap. So if the last trap has been taken, that means there's only you, 2 wolves, and a hole. Ooh, let's see what you do. Inside the hole, your vision is still obscured. As the hole was created, your fog cloud descended into the hole. It's now a misty darkness. What do you wish to do?
Uh, I I will try to get up from prone.
That's easy enough. You are able to stand using half your movement. You can use the other half of your movement to climb out of the hole.
Actually, I will not do that. Unless I were to take more damage by staying here. Is that something that will happen?
If you stay prone, you won't take damage. But if you stand up, you're liable to step on something else pointy.
Okay. Fuck, I didn't know that.
So you'd like to
Can-
retcon and just stay in the hole?
Yeah. I am going to. Okay, so I guess I can't move much as a result of that. Yeah, I will just ready. I will just pull out the makeshift shiv that was given to me, and I will prepare an attack in case a wolf falls into here.
Okay.
That
Wait.
attack.
I have a question.
What's up?
Sylvia works in latrine, right?
Yep.
How bad
Where's-
does she smell right now?
She cleaned herself.
She cleaned herself, if I recall, right?
Yeah, I did.
See, you could have used that to your advantage, but you fucked up.
Okay.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Sylvia is the wolves.
It actually would have made her easier to notice too.
Yeah.
One of them is going to come down to the hole with you, so you can use your reaction.
Yeah. I am going to booming blade this bitch.
Okay.
Well,
An 8 will not be sufficient.
I asked if the ship will count as finesse, and I assumed
No.
that it wasn't. Yeah.
It's just a
So-
it's just improvised.
Got it.
Alright, so the wolf's action will go off now. Normally, because of the heavy obscurement, it'd be blind, you'd be blind. So any advantage, disadvantage cancels itself out. It's just going to attack you straight as it lands on top of you. Does a 14 hit?
It does.
You take 7 damage.
Ouch.
Do
Wait,
you have any left?
Wait, why does he get advantage? Because I'm prone?
He doesn't. He doesn't get advantage. It's a straight shot. 14.
Yeah, but
No,
it says he was blinded.
Right. He's blinded, but so are you. You're both blinded. He's attacking a blind person.
Oh, okay.
So that cancels out the weakness.
because they would get an advantage on attacking you.
Because technically he can still smell you. He's not really blind, but I'm just giving that to you so that way he doesn't have advantage.
Okay, got it.
So, you have any health left?
Literally 1 HP.
Oh shit.
Okay. There is no room for him to really move, and in fact, he's going to take some of the spiky damage in the pit as you both are kind of squeezed in there together. Okay. He's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
It is your go. You are very well aware of the wolf right next to you.
So there is absolutely no room to move.
Right now
either
you
of
are
us.
squeezed, kinda, because the wolf is standing over you as you are laying down on the ground. Because you're down on the ground, you're not going to take any more spike damage. But you also don't have an easy means of getting up without shoving the wolf up and out of the hole or to the side.
If I were to use Lightning Lure, could I move him to the side?
There is no side to move him, and I believe Lightning Lure jerks targets towards you.
Yep. That's what it does. Shite.
Something else to note is that because you are prone, you will be taking disadvantage on the attack roll, as he is standing over you. Technically, you should have had advantage on the last attack because you are prone. I forgot. Tricky, tricky.
Advantages and disadvantages.
I'll give you an inspiration for holding your ground and seeing the traps through to the end.
Yeah.
You may
I had
use that if you
from
wish
before.
to. Oh,
Yep.
well, I guess if you're gonna blow it, now might be a good time.
Yep.
17. What are you doing?
I'm casting Booming Blade on it.
Okay, you stab it.
Which is...
Your shiv does a d4 of damage, and you may apply your strength mod.
which is 0. Yay.
Right, so you really do 1 point of damage.
Wait, what? You said chips were 1d4.
They are 1d4, but you have a +2 on it from your dex.
No.
Not for
it's
the
a
damage
1d4.
roll. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, if I hover over the 1d4, it just
Oh,
shows
you're right,
3.
you do roll a 3.
Yeah.
Where's
roll
the
straight through.
+2 on the shiv coming from?
That's for.
Okay.
He has a 2 in strength.
Yeah,
No, I believe that's my proficiency, actually.
to attack, right. Alright, yeah, you do 3 damage. It looks to be bloodied.
Alrighty, and if he for any reason moves before my next turn starts, I get some damage in, but I believe that's all I can do for now.
Mm-hmm.
Hello from the other side.
The wolf is going to mow down on you. Also, mark the inspiration.
I did.
Okay.
That is a miss.
Does a 12 hit you?
It's still a miss.
Okay. And that's all there is. Your turn. Oh, right. It's going to take another bit for standing in the spike pit. If you get really lucky, you might nickel and dime them to death.
Okay. I believe that this time I will be using my most infamous cantrip already, Lightning Lure, just to shock him a little bit.
Okay.
Alrighty. It's a DC strength. Oh my god, that's a 2. Well,
Let's see here.
Lightning Lure, use Verbal.
Mm. Oh, there it is.
Well, it succeeds.
17. Okay. So, it's already next to you, but the damage doesn't go off.
Yep.
Okay.
Would that count as a movement action for it, though?
No.
I don't
As
know.
it didn't actively pull it either. Alright. Well, it is the wolf's turn again.
Should just stab it.
It's gonna take damage at the end of this. Might be the end of it. But it's getting an attack first.
Why the fuck does it get advantage?
Because it's standing on top of
Fuck.
They need advantage.
Oh,
you.
jeez.
So, yeah, it puts you in the ground. However, you will likely die.
Yay.
But at the same time...
I'm assuming I get still. Wait, what? What is that?
He's rolling damage
Oh.
for him.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually still alive. Okay. Well, now that you're unconscious, it's gonna have to go prone and or stand on top of your body because your body's the safe spot.
Question is though, can he? Is he gonna kill him straight off by finishing him off, or can he make a death saving throws?
That's his turn. So you get a turn to make a death save. Maybe you get a 20.
Now, there is a very, and I do mean very big problem here now. And the thing is that there is no more fog cloud anymore.
Correct.
Inspiration.
Oh, yeah, I get to roll.
No, you already blew your inspiration.
You
I
did.
have another.
You
It
used
only
it on
works.
that. No, you only got one at a time.
You have
They
a
don't
chance to get
stack.
another- If you have a chance to get another, you won't get it unless you've already used your inspiration.
Oh, yeah, it's just that I used it, but it didn't matter because I rolled high.
Alright. So, I'll need a
Anyway.
d20, please. Alright, one success. It's gonna have to attack you. Obviously, it gets advantage.
It's gonna actually
So
cover
the
that
wolf
thing.
is trying to.
Finish
Eat
him
him, yes.
Uh,
It's hungry. So it will get
Mhm.
you. The damage will give you one fail. Your turn, you may save again.
What happened to the
off.
spikes?
The only way to survive this is to get enough.
It's standing on top of you. Because you're no longer moving, it can stand on you and have protection from the spikes on the ground.
Okay.
Potentially,
So can I-
that's how it's killing you. It's pushing you into the spikes as it's finding the best place to nom.
Now, can I not use the inspiration for the death save?
You have no more inspirations.
I do.
No,
You just gave me one.
Doesn't count.
That was while you still had one. That one floated away as soon as you couldn't take it.
Oh, wonderful.
It doesn't stack. It's just how it is, man.
One fail. Okay, so it's going to attack you again.
Sorry, buddy.
And 14 gets you. Okay, so Sylvia has perished.
First step, yay!
We'll go ahead and give this wolf one more roll of damage as it's trying to get out. And it dies. So we got two wolves in a hole. Obviously, one gets away. And underneath the wolf, we have the body of Sylvia. which you guys find the next morning. There are a lot of questions as to how holes got dug in the ground. There's a lot of questions as to why a thrall was out late at night, and as to what Sylvia was doing. However, those questions remain unanswered. Some of you may try to tell the truth, but for the good of all, it's kept silent. As if you guys are blamed for the death of another thrall, well, you don't want to know what happens. Now, life proceeds. The weeks pass. You feel that your trap idea, while an okay one, posed too many risks. And so, in memory of your dearly departed comrade in enslavement, you guys continue on as thralls for the next 3-ish years, working dutifully in the service of the Steganter household. Eventually, you are rewarded, all of you, with your freedoms, some taking longer than others. In addition, you're granted land, a single acre of property on which to build your home, as well as to farm or manage it as you see fit. You may also lend it out to other thralls to work, so that way they may increase their chances of being freed someday, as you were once. You now have official papers that will allow you to freely travel about the islands in this particular area without being turned into slaves, assuming you're not recaptured again. You do not have a boat or anything else to your name, but you all have a lump sum of cash as kind of a dowry of sorts for freeing yourselves. Something to start off with, to furnish your home, buy crops for the next season, armor, weapons, what have you. So let's go ahead and go into what you guys have acquired.
I feel sorry for you, Dad. I'm really sorry.
Well, he did what you guys failed to do, which was
To
something.
get myself killed.
Well, the thing is, you did something. At least you did something. You went out trying.
You did. I'm the kind of character. I'm the kind of person and character that sticks with the group. So the rest of the group heads this way. I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. It's like I made my mind, and everyone else backed out. And just because they do that, I am not going to back out with them.
Yeah. All right.
Well, there you go.
In character, I mean.
In
Just
character,
so
it
we're
made
clear.
sense. I feel sorry that you did that, but in character, it made sense.
Question.
Hmm?
Before we were turned into slaves, did we have supplies that was confiscated?
No. I mean, obviously, yes, you had items, but they were taken by the peoples that took you, that enslaved you to begin with.
So
Steganter and his home, they bought you. They didn't buy your items.
Ah, gotcha.
Some of you
Okay.
were probably running around stark naked through the city before they got to you. Let's see here.
Alright.
Gotcha.
So anyway, those of you still alive, you guys get 2 encounters worth, or that is to say, you get 2 level up points. So for Trevor, that means you have 2 of the 4 you need to get to level 2. For the rest of you, you are now level 2.
Yay.
Those of you who are level 2 get to start with some reward money. And I'm trying to find where it is to make sure I give you the accurate sum.
Alright. Do we put anything new in the experience points, or does it go back to 0?
It goes back to 0 once you're full. And Deadeye, you have stuff coming your way as well. It'll just be going on to your new character, but I'll tell you what that is after I get these guys sorted real quick.
GG.
So we're level what now?
We're
2.
level 2.
Except for Trevor.
I'm still 1.5. Woohoo!
Yay.
Yep. So you will be leveling next session, assuming you play.
Of course.
And you will be level the level you're at with the other guys who are your level as well.
I got excited because I remember I can have
Alright,
tea.
here we go. Yes. So each of you individually acquires 75 GP. Your lifestyle, as described in the core rulebook, is modest. That is to say, without spending any money at all, your day-to-day life is met. You have food, you have water.
You said
Um,
17?
75.
75.
75 gold?
Yes.
Damn.
Or this world's equivalent, obviously. Additionally, you all, without exception, have acquired 1 tier of magic point. The magic points are what you use to acquire magical items when you have enough.
You said 2?
You acquire 1.
Oh, okay. So I have 2. Let's go.
Alright.
So I have one as well? Or is that them?
You get one.
Yes, you do too. Trevor has 1. The rest of you should have 2.
Yep. So, as a group, do we all get the land, or we all get our own land?
You all get the land together.
Okay.
This was the land that some of you took care of, some of you cleared with logging. Pretty much all the dudes in the group. They all did their little piece as far as making this land possible. So it's kind of a reward for doing your jobs and doing them diligently. Now that you guys have cash, you should be aware that you can now buy potions. You can now buy spell scrolls of spells that you yourself can cast. Additionally, everything in the core handbook is up for grabs. You know that the nearby town, Odin Town, has a basic marketplace that you can get most adventuring gear. Let's see here. Now, for Deadeye, you can go ahead and apply the 1 magic point, the 2 checkpoints to your new character that you create. You start at level 1 and you pretty much catch up with Trevor. However, your downtime days carry over. You may keep your existing downtime days, as well as all the rest of you. You get 5 more downtime days.
Did I use all my downtime days?
You did.
Okay.
You and the other people. And just so that way you're clear, and you know, I keep all your guys' rewards in the
In a handout.
Treasure.
yeah, in the handout. So anytime you buy something, anytime you want to get a magic item, anytime you spend DT, let me know, and I will accurately update your chart. That way everyone can see who has what resources to leverage in any given game.
Question. So, do I now have 10 downtime days?
Yes.
Is that what you were trying to tell me? Yeah, okay. Thank
Yes.
Okay. Now I have to decide. My key. How much key do I get? I don't remember.
Now, in addition to all that, obviously you guys have a fresh start coming up. But you also have some renown with the Steganter household. All of you have gained some renown with them.
So I get 2 now?
Yes, you have...
I only had 1.
Yes, we're going to bump you up to 2. Everyone else has 1.
1 what?
Renown.
Renown.
With the Steganter household.
What that means is that they're going to treat you kinder. And obviously, now that you're a free person, you'll have preference over strangers and stuff. They'll be more likely to treat you good.
Yeah, you put it in treasures. Or allies and organizations. Wherever
You can put it wherever you want.
journal.
I keep track of it as well.
Okay, so 1 what?
Renown.
Renown. Like, they know you, kind of thing. You have favor with them. Kind of thing.
So do we have real clothes now, or are we still wearing slave clothes?
You have slave clothes until you tell me otherwise.
Okay.
And that requires purchasing with cash.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm level 1.5 and free with all these things, or
Yeah.
do they only have the 70 GP?
Only you have the gold. You don't have the gold that they do. They got that as a reward for leveling up. But you have everything else.
Okay, as long as I know that.
And obviously, 75 GP is actually quite a bit of gold. Some of them won't even be buying armor. So if you are nice, you could totally bum some cash off them for your various needs. Like, I don't know, buying a book. Maybe.
And
Just
a
maybe.
spell book.
Just a regular old book that you can, I don't know, ink some stuff into. So,
The fellows are wizards.
anything else for me? I'm going to clock out and take some final notes for the session. Thank you all for playing. Sorry you had to die, but that's how the
I'm
cookie
getting.
crumbles.
I'm slowly getting over it.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. For those who were watching tonight,
Do I turn off the stream now?
you can turn off the stream.
Okay.